too late to run off to mom now.
These matches are going to be even more ridiculous.
If you know anything about Street Fighter, you do not doubt the GOAT.
My man is always getting go. You thought I was playing? Oh, you're hella dead.
The main event!
Help me out, Nadeshko.
Look how much it means to him! Wow!
Dan Hibiki, back after the ultimate improvement.
I'll show you.
Line it up. Power to the earth! See what I'm really made of. The honor was mine. I'll settle this.
Let's begin.
It's not over. Are you serious? My man is reading right now. My man is reading. Get to my rules at the end of you know.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to No Neutral, the show where we talk about all things Capcom Pro Tour related and Street Fighter related. And you know we understand the title of the show because I am joined by the man carried by the most broken neutral characters in the game, none other than one Rob TV. Rob, how you doing today?
Brian, first and foremost, it is Hollywood! Rob TV, not just Rob TV. My agent should have already talked to you about that. And when you come to you talking about neutral, you play Balrog. All you do is -4, -4, -4. The dumpster even has a -4 emote at this point. But with all of that skipping neutral that you like to do there in the game, make sure that you bring that stuff to the show as well. I want to hear your honest opinions because here at No Neutral, this is where you get the real, the raw, the lowdown on everything CPT related. Guys, it's going to be a hell of a ride. So the big news is already out there. CPT 2021 has officially been announced, and oh boy am I excited. But before I get too far into it, I want to let my guy Brian F, my young Skip, how are you feeling about the new CPT 2021?
Listen, we had one of the most dramatic patches we have seen in the history of Street Fighter V ever, and I feel like we're having the least amount of time, actually, if we really do the math, it's the least amount of time since a major patch has dropped before a CPT season has started. So I know we'd all love to be offline, but I am so excited to see what the meta brings because it's just gonna be so fresh. I mean, I feel like I've been playing like every day and I still don't have this figured out. Like, this is the most fresh Street Fighter V has been since release. So I'm just super excited to see what we have to, what the players have to offer, especially since we got new regions. We got new ways to play. We got new tournaments going on. So that breakdown, I'm super interested to see what that brings. So if you look at the regions, actually, there was a lot of thought and feedback taken from the online. You know, we don't want too many players having to play cross-continent, cross different regions that are too far away to play. So there's a lot of reorganization that happened. And if you look at the regions, you know, they started breaking them down piece by piece to make them make more sense, right? What do you think about that, Rob?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. I mean, the region part is automatically an instant W to me. I mean, of course, I am a bit biased because Big Hollywood is actually from Ohio, and that region that's located in is none other than what we like to call Mid-Best, or the uninitiated may call it the Midwest, and we now have our own region. And I also am African American. I'm African, and with that being the case, I am very excited to see Africa actually being able to get some shine this season. So now I think that it won't be as much about who exactly is your sponsor, but of course keep sponsoring players that still need it. Very important as far as the growth to the scene. But it won't be about just who your sponsor is, or you know, your exact amount of free time for traveling and where you live at, because of course those flights from overseas cost a lot more than somebody like myself being here in Ohio in the States, and we can just travel to everything at a pretty decent rate. With that being the case, I mean, this format to me, it solves that problem, and we actually get to see a whole lot of new and different faces. I mean, Brian, me and you were analysts at the CPT season final, and I remember there was specifically a match that I really loved, and it was the Australian match. It was Somniacs and Rumors. That match was amazing, and that's a match that we probably wouldn't normally get to see. So of course, even when it comes to Capcom Cup, what I realized is that there's storylines outside of just the skill level. So since we were stuck online, we didn't get to see all of like 100 Japanese players qualifying for Capcom Cup, and that did suck. At the same time though, we got to see a lot of unique and interesting matches that we wouldn't have got to see otherwise. So I think the new format is amazing.
Are you trying to imply that some of these regions might not be up to par with the others?
Yes.
Is that? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk trash though. It is what it is.
That's what you're opening up with. I mean, we'll have to see about that. That is true in the past. Like Capcom Cup has been pretty much dominated. I think like 50% or more of like a 32-man bracket has generally been players from Japan. But this time, since they, you know, we have limited. There's not cross-pollination, right? It's the players playing in the region that they're from. And then every region has a tournament which you can win to qualify. Some of them have multiple, like they scaled it differently this year. So I believe Japan has more tournaments, so they will have more players to qualify, which I think is fair considering it's the most stacked region. Like, I'm gonna be a buck. I think Japan is still the best. We'll maybe touch on that later, but I do like that they divvied up the regions a lot more. So, for example, like we touched on NA. It's East, Midwest, and West now. It's not just East and West, which is to both give more players shine and fill up the 31-man bracket. It was 20 last online CPT, but also to mitigate connection issues. You know, you can't play against the whole world with Street Fighter V online, but it gives more players more chance to shine as well. Central America is now East and West. Brazil is its own region entirely, which I think makes a lot of sense. They have so many great players there. Europe is divvied up pretty interestingly. There's the West, North, UK and Ireland, and then France, Spain, Portugal. Those are 4 separate regions there. Asia's divvied up. So basically they just try to approach this a lot more logically, both for online play and to give regions shine. And like you touched upon, Republic of South Africa, I think that is like the new region that we have not had a chance to see in online CPT or offline. I mean, I haven't known of any representative traveling from Africa. I'm excited to learn about that. There's definitely events. I see the events online on Twitter where the local scenes are definitely putting on and representing. But I think that's awesome. I love how fighting games are worldwide. I mean, that's been proven with Street Fighter V, especially. Like, I know I'm already being biased for Japan, but we've seen so many people from so many regions dominate. I mean, Dominican Republic is one of the big scenes that exploded during Street Fighter V, and that's not because they suddenly got good. That's because they finally had the chance to show how good they were. So I'm super excited to see that, and we get representatives from regions that weren't normally shown for. But yeah, I'm just excited that we got more tournaments. Like the 2020 season was, you know, we're trying to make do with a bad situation, and I'm glad it happened, and now we learned our lessons. And then going into 2021, I'm super excited to have a lot more events and a lot more cast of characters coming to compete. So now that we're in 2021, we have the 2020 year, one of the years we all want to forget, but I don't think we will, behind us. I think we've learned a lot of lessons for how to handle a CPT season. And we just want to say, first of all, shout outs to Capcom for kind of managing this whole season, because we almost went a whole year without any competitive play. And if there's anything I know about the FGC is that the tournament scene is the lifeblood of the scene. I mean, it's about all of us coming together to share a common passion and to test our skills, and then that's really the jumping off point for everyone to socialize, get to know each other, share that passion, and find a common interest between all of us. And I really think that this steady season of competition to look forward to keeps things exciting, keeps things fresh, keeps the players motivated, and I think that gives everybody something to look forward to. And for a while there, we weren't sure what was going to happen. It was a really uneasy time for the community. I mean, everyone is stressed with how things are going in the world, and they managed to turn around and get us an online season really like last minute. Like, we had to pivot fast, and then we started competing, and the fact that we were able to actually play and actually have something to look forward to at the end of the year to celebrate, and that's what I really think that 2020 season finals was all about, was like the celebration of the community, that we're still here, we're still playing, we still have a game that we love. I think that's an amazing thing that we have, and that's why I'm super excited about 2021, because now that we got a bit more time to really figure things out, I think they're going in a even stronger direction with the online tournaments. So I'm excited that we're playing for more prizes. There's prize money, there's better regions, and I think there's a lot of lessons that have been learned from that 2020 season.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. I feel like with us doing the new show, there's gonna be some people, I wonder if people would take my words differently now. Like, just because it's on an official Capcom Fighters. Look, I keep it a buck regardless. You see Brian right here, he got no nooch, you know what I mean? -4 and all that type of stuff. Actually, now that we are on this platform,
that is nooch.
-4 is nooch?
That's nooch. What are you talking about?
It completely skips over, and I'm putting 2 and 2 together. -2 and -2 together, and that makes -4. And that must mean that, was it a part of your contract that Balrog got buffed? Is that why you're sitting across?
No comment. I'll see you in the Midwest CPT. We can settle it there. How about that?
Next topic, please.
Play
So coming into Japan 1 for the 2021 CPT season, I think it's good to take a look back and think about how CPT 2020 went down. And going into that season, we didn't really know how the tournament season would shape up, who would be able to adapt to the online environments and be able to qualify for the finals. And at the end of it all, after all that uncertainty, one of the most exciting matches came from the finals between the two best players at the time, I would say, in Japan. And that was, of course, Daigo versus Gachikun. So after all of that uncertainty, we still got two of the most established players of Street Fighter V history and of Street Fighter as a whole. You know, Daigo was in there. Gachikun, the 2018 Capcom Cup champion, was in there. They both won their tournaments, and they put on a crazy finals. I mean, maybe more so for Daigo, I would say, if you really look back at the match. But it was definitely awesome to see two players of such high caliber win their regions. I mean, the most stacked region, by the way, let me repeat that.
Yeah,
the most stacked
that's
region.
A great point.
Whoa.
Okay,
Ooh,
go
man.
ahead, though.
All right. I just want to say they won those tournaments, and then the prep time Daigo, I think, was shown. You've talked about prep time Daigo a bit, so how did that match go down?
I mean, that match was amazing, and I feel like one word that sticks out to me from that set is professionalism. And it may not be the most popping or, glossy word in the world, but it's one that is extremely important when it comes to you trying to do something like be a professional gamer. When you look at the way that Gachikun and Daigo approached that match, it was really the highest level of play. One thing from the beginning that I noticed is that Gachikun did something that I think that players don't do enough. I remember I thought of this like at my first major. This is at final round, and I was watching Problem X play, and then I was sitting there talking to him, and it made me think. I'm like, everyone watches the person who's the best with their character, and they study and they pick stuff up, and I thought to myself, who does Problem X watch? What's the Bison player that he watches? Who's the Gao player that Daigo watches? I mean, he probably watches my guy Knuckle Doo Dang. No, I'm just playing. He plays with a lot more sense than Knuckle Doo. But, I mean, these guys, they're forced to innovate. And what we saw there when it comes to Gachikun going with the V-Skill 2, that was like the huge talking point. That he went with V-Skill 2 and that Daigo had so many amazing counters for it. I want to make sure there's something that in at least the hip-hop community, it might be outside of hip-hop community too, that we call giving someone their flowers while they're still here. And I want to give Gachikun his flowers for even picking V-Skill 2. A lot of people just follow the meta, and that guy right there is instead creating his own meta, and that was beautiful to see. And on the professionalism side, Daigo was completely ready for it. Most players going up against, of course, an amazing player like Gachikun in the first place, but especially that V-Skill 2, they wouldn't have had even one answer for it. Whereas, you guys can see here, Daigo jumping in on it. Jump back, air-to-air, jump medium punch, anti-air flash kick in the super, things of that nature. I mean, the guy had so many different options, so many different variants, and honestly, it was a beautiful thing to see. Whereas there's some people, he knows something that minute, whereas there's a whole lot of players that don't even know the Blanca matchup right now. Something that basic that you pretty much have to know. I know I'm talking trash, but I just now learned the Blanca matchup like, I don't know, 2 days ago, and I just
still
feel
don't know it.
You don't?
I still don't know it.
Yeah, don't be like Brian. Be more so like Daigo the Beast. And the last thing I'll say on this is just, a lot of people are gonna focus on Daigo because he is the most famous player in the world and arguably the best player in Japan right now. But I want to make sure that we're talking a lot about Gachikun. I remember this specific point where he had Daigo cornered and he goes for like an eagle spike, comes back, does another eagle spike, but then when he gets back to the tornado, he does V-Skill 2 wall jump and hops right over a boom. And you can see Daigo, like, he actually reels back in his chair. A lesser player probably would have completely fallen out of the chair, but of course, goats don't show much emotion.
Well, I see what you have to say about respecting Gachikun and trying to pick the off-meta choice of the V-Skill 2 and come with something that would surprise Daigo. But after seeing, I believe it was the very first round, at least the first game, where he did a V-Skill 2 wall cling into a dive kick and Daigo immediately responded with jump roundhouse combo to flash kick to super for 50%. That's got to be demoralizing. You're ace in the hole. The first round or first game, he immediately shows you the biggest answer possible to the shenanigans you're trying to represent. And I think that might have kind of set the pace for the rest of the match. Daigo said, yeah, oh, cool, V-School 2, I know this too. And I think a little bit of the intel, a little bit of the word on the street was, after that set happened, we saw Battle Lounge records between Gachikun and Daigo, and he went back to V-School 1 with Rashid. So I don't know if that's a one-off thing, if he just tried to pull that up, but I'm not sure what he'll go with in this tournament. If they happen to play each other in the bracket, I'll be excited to see that. You know, the shenanigans are always great to bust out, but players have to push the meta, and Daigo just happened to be ready for it. So in a 1-2 format, though, I think that's a lot more valuable. I think maybe if you don't have time for it, who knows if Daigo's been brushing up on that, or if Gachikun just gave up entirely. I don't know yet. We have to see. That's, like I said, I think the Japanese players, it's not as prolific always what they're training on. They tend to not always stream all their training sessions. That's what Daigo is known for these days. He puts it all out publicly. You can watch him on Twitch TV like almost every day. He's training there and you can see him. A lot of the other top players, you don't get to see them as often. You get to wait till the tournament to see what they present. So I'm really excited to see if they pair up again, if we get that run back, what Gachikun decides to go with. I feel like it's going to be V-School 1. I feel like it's probably going to be tried and true Rashid. Which is it's still so powerful. The V shift meta I don't think has messed with it too much. I think Rashid kind of plays around it just fine. He's kind of like that sleeper top tier these days that most people kind of forget to complain about, because he's just old, boring Rashid doing crouching fierce all day. So it gets the job done. So I'm excited to see the run back and see what they have to pull off this time.
CPT Japan 1 has 500 plus entrants, and that's completely insane for an online event. That's actually record breaking if I'm not mistaken. With that being the case, when we need to break down who's actually gonna win this tournament, we gotta understand something. 500 sounds like a lot, and so does 7.674 billion. But even out of all of those billions of people, there's only one damn GOAT. And that's Daigo, the Beast, Umehara. With that being the case, it's gonna be easy for him. I don't even think he's gonna break a sweat today. Do you know that Daigo probably could even win more easily than he already does? He just likes to do cool stuff for the sake of entertainment because he's such an amazing ambassador for the scene. In all seriousness, all hyperbole and jokes and all of that stuff aside, all theatrics aside, I really do believe that right now, Daigo has been on fire. Earlier in the show, or in other segments, we talked about like Punk being the best player in the world. Well, I don't know that to be the case right now. Complete transparency. Right now, Daigo may be the best player. We have to judge a little skewed because of CPT being online versus offline. My eyeball test, these two glasses right here, well, I guess they're just two, there's one frame. Shut up, Brian. They tell me that Daigo the Beast is the best player in the world and he's gonna win this tournament. What you think?
Well, I would tell you need to clean your glasses, Rob, but honestly, I kind of agree. I mean, the thing is, the meta has shifted so much with V-Shift, and the dust has not settled at all. The stuff we're seeing from what the players finding, how to deal with certain common strings and scenarios, it just keeps evolving and evolving. So I'm also betting on Daigo, but to me, I kind of have a wild card here. I think the surprise winner might be Momochi.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
I think Momochi might be the guy. You know, he's been playing so much 11 on stream, and he's been switching between characters nonstop. I think Momochi might be the guy who's able to kind of shape shift to match the shifting meta, right? I feel like he is a player who's very talented at being just generalized good at Street Fighter and can adapt fast to changing times. He's changed mains so many times throughout Street Fighter V's history. And like I said, this is the shortest amount of time between a major patch and a major tournament that we've seen in a long time for CPT. Normally it's dropped at like December, and then we got 4 months. This patch was dropped like what, late January, February? It's been like a month and a half, 2 months max of time to prep. And I think the guys that have come out of the gate swinging, most prepared to handle the new situations, I think Momochi might be that guy. You know, Daigo's historically been the person who's not the fastest to learn or the quickest to adapt, but the dude who has the most perseverance to keep pushing and get to that next level. So it's not like he's known for coming out of the gate and winning. He's known for working and getting the win in due time. Momochi, I think, might be that guy who comes out. I mean, he has the Dan Infinites, he has the Seth, he's been cooking up a mean Ryu. Oh, bro, my God, he's been infiniting everybody. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that in the top 8. So Momochi might be my sleeper pick to win this.
Bro, I just saw, when you bring up him playing his 11, bro, I saw him get like a 41 game win streak and rank with 11. I don't know if you have seen that.
Right.
Like, that was actually ridiculous. So I understand that a lot. And I think you bring up an amazing point as far as Daigo being more of like he's amazing, but he kind of builds up to it slowly. But I do think one of the big advantages that Daigo has, and this may also be why he's looking like the best in the world. This is why it's hard for us to really judge right now. Daigo, when he's able to focus on someone, is infinitely better. He's still amazing at regular worldwide tournaments, but he's much better when he's able to focus on that one guy. So that's why we know for long sets, first to 5, first to 10s, Daigo's the best of all time at that. Even though this isn't like that, the difference is like, since it's a smaller region, he doesn't have as many players to prepare for versus when he's going overseas and he may have a Brian F in his pool, a Big Hollywood, and Terrence, you know, people like that. And then also the Fujimuras, the Punks, the guys like that. So with that being the case, I think that the fact that he has a smaller region, his strategies are going to be that much more in depth and overall developed. So it does give him a better chance than if it was a worldwide thing. But I do think that Brian brings up a great point as far as the patch coming out recently, and Momochi has been looking amazing. I can't wait to see how it goes.
It ain't too late to run off to Mom now.
These matches are going to be even more ridiculous.
If you know anything about Street Fighter, you do not doubt the GOAT.
My man is always getting go. You thought I was playing? Oh, you're hella dead. Help me out, Nadeshko.
Look how much it means to him. Wow.
That's not over. Are you serious? My man is reading right now. My man is reading. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Capcom Pro Tour to begin. My name is Vicious, here with James Chen, and we're about to cover the Japan qualifiers, the first event of the Capcom Pro Tour. And this is not the internet. This is IRL, responsibly and socially distanced, I promise you. We measured it out. We measured it out prior, I promise.
Jeremy, I can feel it coming over me.
I feel it all around me.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
It's our destiny. Well, listen, we do appreciate you guys tuning in because this is going to be one barnyard burner of a set. Like, the entirety of the top 16 has been wild. As the two have mentioned earlier in the pre-show, we had Rob TV and Brian F absolutely killing it. I like the transition from their finals into where they are at now. See, I'm just so excited. But we have our top 16 already established, and again, it's been kind of crazy. We had 511 entrants for this event.
I mean, Japan has always brought out all the players, and I just, we're starting with Japan. This is the first event for CPT 2021, and we're starting with Japan, and you can already see, look at all the killers. We got a Tokido and a Momochi matchup coming up. We've got a John Takeuchi versus Itabashi Zangief coming up. Mago versus Tachikawa, Storm Kubo versus Kawano.
We're starting off with that. Storm Kubo versus Kawano.
Yeah, look, right? Japan has always been probably the scariest region, right? And and people are probably wondering, where's Daigo?
He's right there, actually. Round one on the loser side, Daigo versus Moke. We actually were talking about who knocked Daigo into losers. We're actually kind of concerned for Rob TV's pick. But moving on, we have Fuzenken versus Bono, Naon versus Mizuha, as well as Fudo against Crusher. Crusher we've seen time and time again over at EVO Japan as well. Just a handful of names in general that are slightly overlooked but have made their presence known in this top 16.
Yeah, one of them that's really interesting to me is Fuzenken, right? I mean, he's a jury player, but as far as we know, I'm not sure exactly his history with CPT, but it almost feels like this is his first CPT event.
According to what we've seen and looked up, he is very popular on YouTube for a lot of things, and on Twitch for his jury play, right? Yeah. This is one of the juries to watch, and it shows, right? His rank is phenomenal. The way he is already in this top 16 for his first CPT event is already making waves. It already says a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the things that we haven't even talked about here, obviously, is that this is a brand new season. I think Brian F mentioned it a little bit on the pre-show that this might be one of the biggest shakeups, just because we got a brand new defensive mechanic in V-Shift, and a lot of Street Fighter V comes down to like, are you gonna take the throw or push a button? Now we have a mechanic that can kind of dodge both of them, but people are starting to figure out ways to option select versus the V shifts as well. Yeah. So,
and when it comes to creating that kind of tech or counters against new mechanics, I feel like Japan is one of the best regions that does the due diligence, right? When we talk about the region as a whole, Japan has always been the trendsetter when it comes to Street Fighter in general.
Yeah, and then of course, we have a whole new character in here, and that is, of course, Mr. Dan Hibiki.
Dan Hibiki. Absolutely excited to see it, to be honest with you. I think we have two players possibly throwing out Dan just in case, one of them being...
I want to see Momochi bust out. Storm Kubo, Momochi. I want to see one of them bust out the Danfinite here on the first CPT. I want to see that just from the get-go.
Yeah, I would love to see that for sure.
And then the crazy thing too is, we're just starting the season, obviously brand new season, but just coming next week, another character dropping.
I almost forgot about that. Where did the time go?
Yeah, Rose coming out, and I'm gonna say this: I've never actually been a huge fan of the character, but let me tell you right now that Rose looks so sick,
so good right now.
It just feels like it's one of those. Even the in-game little display on how to use the Soul Illusion V-Trigger got this bouncing on fireballs and all this juggle setup. She looks like an awesome lab character.
She's definitely going to be the most intimidating character coming out, honestly. Did you see the damage and the possibilities she has? She has an air fireball. She has a teleport. Soul Illusion by itself is already the most intimidating thing because I saw flashbacks of trying to learn Alpha 2, and that halted my progress a lot. But anyways, we digress. Again, there's just so much to look forward to here in the Japan qualifier number 1. Starting things off with Storm Kubo and Kawano, right? Storm Kubo, one of the most infamous Abigail players on the planet. And of course, Kawano, very much so Daigo's student, pretty much part of like Team Gold, part of Street Fighter League, and just doing amazing work with that Colleen. Always improving himself every time we see him play.
Right. And you know what, honestly, I really do have to say, you know, shout outs to the Capcom team for the balances that they've been putting out here. I feel like this patch, this most recent patch is really, really well thought out. A lot of characters didn't get, you know, changes just for the sake of changes. I really do feel like the tier list is really, really solid right now. And so, you know, a lot of these characters, it's going to be really interesting. It's what makes me so excited about this, kicking it off with Japan right away, to find out, because there's so much talk like, oh, this character's great, this character's not good, Cammy's really strong now, this character is, like, Ryu and Alex, obviously 2 characters that we talk about a lot as getting really, really buffed up.
Thank God. Now I get to see Alex players sort of rejoice, at least, you know.
Well, they can't downplay their character anymore, right? Are we going to see less highlights from Alex players on Twitter? Probably not.
I want to see even more. I want to see Gunfight getting in there. I want to see my guy Demon Dan
yeah,
put up more. I just want to see all of them celebrate, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's in a really solid spot. Street Fighter V has seen some significant changes all across the board. The debut of new characters, and even the resurgence of old ones, like with Oro, and we saw in that showcase, everything has just been turned upside down in a great way.
That turtle is so cute.
I'm all about it. I'm actually all about it.
But we're going to jump into our first match right here. Enough yammering from us. Let's get to the action. And we actually have some quotes from the players themselves. As we said, Storm Kubo and Kawano being the first one here. And you can see from Kawano.
That is the utmost truth. I'm glad I didn't have to go against a Honda.
You know what? I approve. I approve heavily of that quote, Kawano. You know what? You're a smart man. Exactly.
I could feel Ultra David somewhere cracking a smile on that one. He's chuckling a little bit.
Yeah. And then, you know what? I mean, to Ultra David's credit, he doesn't downplay that character. That character is super strong. And I just feel like, you know, a lot of people haven't experimented with him enough. But at least Kawano doesn't have to fight against him. So, but let's take a look at what Storm Kubo has to say. It was a really tough pool, but all the effort, Abigail's power, and knowing that I had Dan in my pocket gave me confidence and helped me win. Wow.
Having Dan in his pocket. You know, I would really love to see the archives of Storm Kubo's run in this bracket, or in this pool, right? He says it's a really tough pool, but man, his Abigail specifically is, I don't know, man, it's out of this world. I really want to see how many times he had to pull out Dan as a pocket character, as a counter pick.
Dude, I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping we see him use Dan right now on stream. That would be so sick, you know?
I haven't really seen too much of Dan versus Colleen, but we've seen plenty of Abigail versus Colleen. Very curious to see it overall. What are your thoughts? What do you think Storm Kubo would actually pick out the gate against Kawano?
I mean, I think it's probably going to be Abigail because, like he said, he likes having the Dan in the back to give him that confidence. You know, you're going to go from Abigail and upgrade to the Psycho style. Psycho means the strongest, right? So he's got that in the back. So he's going to go with, you know, like the old school style of starting with your secondary and then busting out the OP character later.
The OP character later. You know, that couldn't be worded any better, honestly. He's at an infinite. He has the Danfinite.
Exactly. And, you know, again, the official CPT 2021 official song, shout-outs to Capcom for bringing that back.
I love it.
We know we all love it, but, you know, Central America West, you saw there coming up soon. But let's get into this right now. It is going to be Storm Kubo versus Kawano. We're starting the CPT 2021. Let's go!
One of the biggest things that we've seen with Abigail, one of the biggest nerfs overall as a character, is that they made him a lot more whiff punishable.
Yeah,
that
as well as the universal nerf to the light attacks being anti-airs. Now, there are just hurt boxes on a lot of the jump attacks that just don't get hit by light buttons. And so Abigail was really, really good with that light punch anti-air. Now you can't be as confident with it.
Ooh! Speaking of anti-airs, Kawano 100% on point, catching heavy punch. Storm Kubo is trying to fish with his own heavy punch.
Trying to check right now. Looks like Storm Kubo is still just going with the V skill 1. Not going to have the tire to help him out here. But both of them going with the V trigger 2s, and we still haven't seen any use of the V shifts, of course. But oh, yeah, see? Having to switch to the medium buttons for the anti-airs this time.
I'm actually kind of curious. Yeah, Kawano is within that range to kind of fish for a whiff punish, but hasn't really gone for it. We've seen a lot from Storm Kubo, but a lot of faster normals, right? Keeping it ambiguous with the medium punch. Preemptively catching. Okay, I like that.
So we just had a very strong start with both of them playing careful neutral, and here Kawano gets the first opportunity for the offense, pushes Storm Kubo to the corner, but you can see backs out a little bit and it's going to get a ton of damage. And one hit into the super? Is he going to do the super? Oh, he just spent it on the EX. Yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Oh!
Shift out of there, just in case. Yeah, covering as soon as Colleen went through with that dash. And look at that, didn't get to do anything with that V trigger 2. Time is winding down. Storm Kubo backing away. Kawano is absolutely building meter right now, and that's totally fine. One of the things I wanted to know is Kawano, how was he going to utilize that V trigger 2, considering how much meter it takes up what he does, anything from the dashes, the special punches now.
That's right, it's been nerfed, so it...
You ran into it still!
Okay, look, we went from super careful neutral to Storm Kubo now just spamming towards heavy punch. Let's go! I'm down with these high-level strategies.
Hey, if it works, it works. I like that creating space for himself. Ooh, big whip.
Yeah, nice walk back from Kawano, being confident enough to get away from that throw range. Here we go. Big damage in the corner again. Here comes the mix-up. What's it going to be?
Oh, you thought it was going to be an air parry? Not this time. Storm Kubo, he was chasing down the V-shift. He was 100% ready. Here comes trigger 2. Boom! Off the wall. Back heavy. Abigail punch.
Yep,
all the way down
there. And that's enough to stun! Okay, but there's going to be a lot of scaling on this, so not going to be dead. He's going to have one more chance here, but it's going to be one mix-up.
Don't get command grab. Don't get command grab, James! I told you! You got to stay socially distanced. 6 feet apart. I knew it. This command grab was coming, James.
Man, these guys are, you know, when you're playing Street Fighter V, you are definitely not obeying the social distancing rules around here right now. You were just going right in there. And again, it's so scary. And you can already see, like we said, you know, there's this new mechanic, defensive mechanic, but these players have already labbed it out. They already have ways around it. And Storm Kubo already ready to punish that V-shift on whiff.
Ooh, and he tried. I know Kawano wanted to whiff punish it, but the heavy punch was still so active. Got the crush counter instead. Checking for the lows now. Big whiff punch from Kawano. Well, not. It's damage on the table, I should say.
Just good reaction right there. But here we go again, Storm Kubo with that towards heavy punch, just covering that space. And what he's doing right now is he's really keeping Kawano from trying to play Colleen's main game, which is, you know, just using her great range on her buttons. Of course, the V Trigger 2 will extend the range on some of her buttons, and here we go. Time for the mix-up here. Gonna get the knockdown, dash in.
Oh, yeah, out of there. And that's just totally fine with Kawano. Is there going to be enough here to get a stun? Probably not. Yeah, even with a special punch, but it's still just in time to get that. The meter on Kawano as well, building 1 bar for himself to go into round 2. Very smart.
But I like what Storm Kubo is doing. A lot of what he's playing right now is really just trying to stay outside of Colleen's comfort range, right? And that's what those towards heavy punches are, the crouching medium punch, the standing heavy punch you see right there. And then you also saw Storm Kubo not throwing out that light punch as an anti-air. He probably had to train himself to stop doing that.
Ooh. I love the usage of that V skill. Perfectly timed for the anti-air. Does it again in the perfect time to catch Storm Kubo.
Oh, and a crush counter now. Tries to go for a throw. Got teched, and yeah, you're going to fall into that.
No, he mistimed it!
But
tried to get the King's Parabellum.
Didn't whiff punish in time. And look at this, Kawano still in the corner. Oh no, I think he tried to anti-air, maybe counter at the last second. Didn't want to give him that free giant flip. Didn't want to give him those free plus frames. Nice.
Great whiff punish, knocking down rock bottom. Trigger is winding down.
Chase down the back dash. Oh!
Yeah, he was looking for the activation the entire time. Bring up to the corner.
Yeah, it's going to save the meter as well. Ooh! Tried to go for the grab, but nice jump out of there by Kawano. Going to get the knockdown. One more mix-up. What's it going to be?
You still press crouching short!
And then he went for
the standing jab!
Yeah, he went for the command throw. He went for the EX command throw. And you know what? I think Kawano learned the lesson from the first time. Yes. You said it. Don't get command grabbed. And Kawano was like, I hear you loud and clear, Jeremy. I got this. I got this.
No interference whatsoever. He executed the plan perfectly. And you got to understand, you're playing against Stone Kubo here, right? There were so many times he tried to Abigail Abigail his way through, right? Run up, try to command grab. Kawano evaded that each and every time so far. And even on defense on his wake up, although he got grabbed in that first game, he's well aware that Stone Kubo is willing to do so again to steal around.
And here we go, 1-1 between these two players. Again, this is just the first match here of the Japan CPT Online. You're gonna have a lot of these strong players. Nice whiff punish by Storm Kubo. Gets the knockdown, but I think he went for the full Abigail punch, so he didn't get quite the mix-up afterwards. Here we go. You know what's actually kind of strange? That it's actually kind of nice to block the hail a little bit sooner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because of how tall he is, but here we go. Kawano, when he gets the look at this, backs off. Interesting. Trying to play.
Yeah, he's trying to play the life of this game a little bit to kind of force Stone Kubo to make the air out of this corner. Activation off the Swede. Air to air instead, and delayed the crouching medium punch. Caught the counter hit from Storm Kubo. That had to be a delay tech.
Yeah, and that means Kawano now at game point here.
Yeah, perfect space
Oh,
air and
okay.
spending it now. Speed bag, speed running.
He wants to give himself this giant life lead so he can take this round relatively pain-free and, you know, use this opportunity to build more meter for the last round. But look at this whiff punish!
That's what I'm talking about.
What side?
So you still gotta guess. You still gotta guess. It's Colleen. Forward throw again.
Yep, back in there
Do it
again.
third time.
Oh, you would have been right, too.
Actually, I probably would have got counter hit. I pressed tech as Storm Kubo. I would have got counter hit.
Don't get regular grabbed either. In there again with that sliding, but now no more. Empty, no more V-trigger. Oh, punch in the face.
Yeah, Storm Kubo is slowly picking up with, okay, yeah, ran into the normal, knowing that Kawano full well wanted to whiff punish something.
Again, using that V-skill anti-air. It's going to be
still taken to the skies. You know, Storm Kubo still has so many resources to just chill. No pun intended.
And here we go. Lockdown. He can get hit. That's going to do it right there, Kawano.
What was that? He tried to do something. I think he tried to get some armor, maybe like run out of the way as soon as he saw that hail activation.
Right.
But it caught the startup of it.
Yeah, and there was the downside of being so tall, the hail just hitting on the top of the head so quickly. You're going to hit Abigail much faster than it's going to catch a lot of the other characters. And there you go. Kawano takes the game and is going to be moving on in the winner's side. And I believe that's qualifying for top 8 tomorrow, right?
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Kawano, the first person to make the top 8 for Japan CPT.
We're doing this, James. This is 2021 is finally started. You know what I'm saying? It's weird to, I don't know, I'm geeking out over it. But I mean, nonetheless, like Kawano again showing amazing work to the changes that have been made throughout like this season, right, for Street Fighter V. Overall, I think his patience and adaptation to Storm Kubo, trying to figure out what space he wanted to play at, and absolutely taking advantage of Storm Kubo's normal placements. And I don't understand why Storm Kubo was so like insistent on taking it to the skies, as like, you know, getting in with a jump in. Right.
Yeah. And and Kawano just had it ready every single time with that V skill, you know. And I'm gonna say it, I'm a little sad that we didn't get the Dan busted out from there. Maybe he's saving it for the losers bracket run or something like that, you know.
I mean, he had the position to do it. Talking outside the game, right? He did win the first game, fell short a little bit, and he could have made it happen.
Right.
We're not gonna see it, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely an OP character, right? So Psycho strongest.
But we have established our first player into the top 8. We still have the rest of top 16 to go. Do not go anywhere. When we return, we will have Takedo versus Momochi. Stay tuned.
It ain't too late to run off to Mom now.
These matches are going to be even more ridiculous.
If you know anything about Street Fighter, you do not doubt the GOAT.
My man is always hitting go. You thought I was playing? Oh, you're hella dead. Help me out, Nadeshko.
Look how much it means to him. Wow!
can it be? Back after the ultimate improvement.
I'll show you.
Light it up. Power to the earth. See what I'm really made of. The honor was mine. I'll settle this.
Let's begin.
Are you serious? My man is reading right now. My man is reading. Hold on.
Skip to my rules at the end of you know.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, I was going to say, I need to see more Arthur costumes from you.
I was just about to say, no better way to come back than one of my favorite songs from Ghouls and Ghosts from the old Genesis days, you know, playing that was Stage 2. That song is so good. I love that song.
We're coming back to you live with the top 16. We have Tokido going up against Momochi very, very soon. But for the most part, you guys have seen what's going down. We're going through Japan's qualifier number 1. As we gear up and get ready to go, it's going to be Tokido versus Momochi. That's going to be absolutely huge. A lot of people have their eyes on this match, and for a very good reason.
Well, I mean, one of the things that excites me about this is, you know, we talked about this a little bit at the very start, characters getting buffed. One of them being, you know, the person on the cover of the game, Mr. Ryu, right? Worldwide.
Yeah.
He's showing up in every game right now. And and you know what? Momochi, I heard, has been playing only Ryu and mostly Ryu for this tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
He's like putting a character like Ryu with how strong he's gotten, the damage output that he can deal out now in the hands of a player like Momochi is going to be really, really cool to see. But I'm curious to see how Tokido, if has a lot of experience against this, you know, new style Ryu, and if he can just go up. Is it going to be the lore match? Are we going to get the Ryu versus Akuma?
I mean, that would be cool, but I feel like Tokido has been spending a lot of time in the lab with Urien as well as on stream in general.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because if you've been following Street Fighter V since its inception, like back in 2016, Tokido using Ryu in the beginning is now like coming full circle. I feel like he needs to go back to Ryu, but we've seen Tokido put significant amount of time into Urien even before the patch, right?
Right. I mean, last year, he had one of the craziest matches with that Urien, remember? Using the EX headbutt to go through the Dulcim Fireball in the middle of the combo. You know? I mean, so we know that, you know, Tokido has a very competent Urien, and Urien is one of those characters that people have been talking about. Again, you know, one of my favorite things about the way that Capcom has been balancing this season, they've taken a lot of strong characters, and I don't feel like that they've, like, completely, you know, just, like, nerfed them to the ground or anything like that. I feel like Urien is still very strong. Obviously got a few nerfs here and there, But again, in the hands of someone like Tokido, I think he's going to be just. And people keep talking about Urien as still one of the strongest characters of the season anyway. So
Yeah. Overall, I just want to see how these two players are performing, and as well as like how they got themselves ready for this top 16. We do have a quote from both players. Let's take a look.
All right. This is why he's a champion. He has the best strategy ever, right? He has the best game plan. Tokido says, I'm going to aim to win every match. And you know what? If he pulls that off, I think he might actually be the champion.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't doubt that, actually.
Yeah.
Very, very strong quote from Tokido. We expect nothing less, honestly. But I do believe Momochi has something else to say about it. I was very close last year, so I'm going to give my best this year.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Momochi, like I said, I'm really excited to see what he's going to be doing with Ryu. And, it's crazy to me that during the course of all these seasons, outside of the first season, Ryu was a character we just barely ever saw in any of these tournaments, in any of the top 8s of any region. And he's finally back.
Thank God.
But
I've been waiting your return.
I love it because Daigo had his book. He talked about everything, and Tokido's gonna come out with his book, and it's actually just gonna be one page, and it just says "Aim to win." Every match. That's all it's gonna say in there. So
it's gonna have a picture of Ryu on the bottom somewhere. That'd be cool. I mean, honestly, I just want to see how it turns out. But overall, I'm excited to see it. It's gonna be Tokido versus Momochi. Again, you are tuning into the top 16 of the Japan qualifier number 1. A lot of folks have their eye on Momochi right now. The way he's been playing, the way he's been practicing, he's been playing to win every single match that he's played on stream. I know Brian F. is an absolute fan. The prediction is going towards Momochi from him.
I love the matching outfits they got over here. The shiny blue. And yep, it is indeed going to be Tokido with the Urien and Momochi with that Ryu. But interestingly enough, he's going with V-Trigger 1 for Ryu. The V-Trigger.
I love that buff. Low, medium kick, catching, crouching opponents into the Tatsu.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Finally, don't have to worry about flying over people's heads.
I love that buff, James. It's great.
All right. But like I said, it's interesting that
fancy footwork.
And is he dead? Yeah.
He's dead. He is dead.
But interesting because, obviously that V-Trigger 2 for Ryu is where all that damage output comes from. But, oof. Okay.
Yeah.
Just kick him off the wall.
Back-to-back low medium kicks. At the right space.
And of course, one of the things that makes Urien so scary, that forward dash, and then just to be able to EX chariot tackle at you in neutral. I don't know, but see, look at that. I just mentioned that forward dash, but Momochi there with a beautiful check on that forward dash combo into Tatsu.
A safe one too. Stand jab to kind of check just in case Tokido wanted to move forward, having the right call.
But there was the other thing that I had mentioned was, oh no!
Oh, it's too far! Buff it again!
Super? No. Oh, he's not going to use the super. You could have drained him almost down to Oh, actually, I'm sorry. That super's on Momochi's side. Sorry, my bad.
He actually had the opportunity to, right? That low medium kick. I feel like he was just kind of reluctant to do it.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
He went for the call out, and Tokido said, nah, I'm just going to block here. I know you're going to just throw something out.
I'm so sad because I saw the decision making, like the thought process in Momochi's head whilst in V-Trigger, right? He got the low forward and didn't do anything. That could have been critical. That could have possibly been Tatsu, but I understand because the last one whiffed because he was too far, right? So Momochi might have been like, I don't know, I'm a little indifferent about the spacing here. I'm going to just hang out.
Yeah, well, there you go. Tokido's going to take game number 1. There we go. Counter hit confirmed. Crouching medium punch ×2. And again, a counter hit right there, but too far away to do anything. Tried to space that, and I like Tokido walking back to prevent Momochi from jumping out of the corner.
That would have been a slight error outside of Momochi. He could have stand light punch and jumped into the air. Tokido still maintaining this position, not letting Momochi go too far away.
Oh, man. Trying to break into the distance, trying to get close enough. Tokido with it. Oh, okay. Yep, that crouching medium punch. Gonna take out that head, go right under that headbutt there. Nice. Sweep activate. And now look at this, pushing him towards the corner. And he's almost got him stunned. Ooh, didn't hold it the whole way. Oh, no. He just missed the cross up.
Oh, no.
Oh, but he decided not to do
He's still in the mirror.
Yeah,
you gotta spend it.
Yeah, just have to. Tokido was like, what combo? You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to super guaranteed victory. Match point now for Tokido to go up against Kawano in the top 8 tomorrow. But Momochi, of course, can't count him out.
Not one bit.
Yeah, again, you can see one of the things is both of these characters, Ryu is trying to press in for that spacing right there. And interestingly enough, Tokido kind of walking in, giving him that space. But
I like that
Momochi,
trade-off too. Tokido playing in the right space just in case Momochi wanted to throw those fireballs. Again, stuffing it out. You heard Hadouken right at the start. Low medium kick negated that.
there you go, confirming Tatsu gets the cross up this time, but nice throw tech from Tokido.
Figure out a safer space, and as well getting the V skill from that fireball. But Momochi still has full resources on deck. Tokido is waiting for that activation. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows Momochi wants it.
He's looking for he's playing around the sweep into activate. This is basically what he's doing. Oh no, got the free jump in, and that's bad right there.
Waiting it out. Activation route there from the EX fireball. Tokido slowly backing away. Still within range for the low medium kick. Testing Momochi's spacing.
Yeah, and even on that activation, Tokido said, you know what? I'm taking the throw. I'm taking the throw, and here we go. Gets the counter hit now. Tokido playing it very safe. He knows right now that one of Momochi's best...
The reactions on this man.
One of Momochi's best ways to come back is if Tokido gets hit by stuff. So he's kind of playing defensive, willing to take throws, but then also just throwing out those pokes.
Can we talk about the neutral from Tokido? Majority of the damage has been from one button. That's medium kick. Again, crouching medium kick. Majority of that entire set was because of the understanding of the spacing that Momochi wanted to play at.
We need some stats here. I want to know how many combos happened in that last round for Tokido. I want to say like maybe one, and that was like a 2-hit combo or something like that. Because everything, like you said, was just crouching medium kick, standing medium kick, just pokes, and just really controlling that spacing. And like I said, when Momochi had the ability to activate the sweep into the V trigger, Tokido was playing completely with that in mind and was stuffing that and just like backing off, and then Momochi would be like, I need to get that sweep, and so then he would switch it up and come in, and then crouching medium kick. It was just immaculate footsies right there from Tokido.
No, without a doubt. And again, I could probably count the amount of combos he landed or actually executed in that match on one hand.
Right.
To be honest with you, because he was very, very effective in terms of playing that neutral out against someone like Momochi, who has been like one of the Street Fighter gods for a while.
Yeah,
right.
of
And we
course,
talk
yeah.
about that in a scope that like his neutral game should be phenomenal, but Tokido has been again stepping it up above and beyond with this Urien for quite some time now. He was 100% ready.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting because, you know, Tokido is, you know, obviously just one of the greatest players, but we were talking about, like, he's going up against Momochi, and we were like, okay, this is going to be a crazy fight, but I gotta say, that was pretty dominant by Tokido right there, just showing, again, just how strong he is to be able to defeat Momochi like that so solidly and convincingly.
But either way, we are moving on into this top 16, into our third match. But first, again, take a look at that top 8. Those two candidates, Kawano versus Tokido, happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right?
And one of the nice things about this is, you know, like you said, happening tomorrow. Now both of these players can sit back and study their opponent, watch a bunch of footage, and see what strategies they can develop.
Or continue just playing online. To be honest with you, I think it's prime time in Japan to start playing even more.
You know, a lot of our tournaments, you know, sometimes we're like, okay, this person's up to play in the tournament. Oh, wait, they're playing ranked right now.
Yeah, that happens more often than not, America. But no, we are gearing up to see John Takeuchi going up against Itabashi Zangief. We've seen John kind of dabble back into Cody. We've seen shades of his Cody a good amount of times in 2019 as well as 2020. So kind of curious to see who he's going to rock right out the gate. And again, going up against Itabashi Zangief or maybe Itabashi Abigail. Very curious to see who they're going to start off with.
Yeah, it's another one of those interesting generational matches as well, because obviously Itabashi Zangief has been playing fighting games forever. John Takeuchi, you know, obviously he's a veteran of the game now, but still relatively new, you know, in terms of just the fighting game history, right?
Young JTAC. Yeah. Man, it's been how many years since his inception into professional Street Fighter?
It was that one team tournament that he just did so well and was doing all the little poses, and then he went to First Attack in Puerto Rico and just won that tournament. Oh man, yeah, he burst onto the scene real quick. So let's actually see what the players have to say about this upcoming matchup. See, look at him. He's just so happy. I'm super happy for getting the top 16 in the first tournament of the season. That is that youthful optimism that will be erased once he gets older.
What? What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm excited about the Street Fighter. Let's go. Let's go.
Listen, man, if you're passionate about something, I feel like that will never change, or at least the emotions will never change. I feel like if you enjoy what you do, then that's a blessing in and of itself. But let's take a look at Itabashi Zangief, who has been doing this for a while. So complete. I set it up too. I set it up for you, James.
And you know what? I'm glad I didn't say what I was going to say. I was going to say, like, because you can't talk about joy more than Itabashi, because this man is always smiling and he's always having a good look at him. Where's the smile? Where's that Itazan? Where's that Itazan smile right there? And all he's saying is CPT is intense.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Man, a little bit opposite what I would have expected, but I am expecting this to be another crazy match over here, and I really would be interested to see what Johnny Tack is gonna go with. Little Mr. Johnny Tack is gonna go with, whether he's gonna go with the Rashid or the Cody.
Yeah, and I also want to see what they've been doing in the lab since the patch. Honestly, with these pull-up players, again, it's gonna be Cody, Rashid, and then Zangief, Abigail. We're not gonna see too many repeats of that throughout the entirety of the pool, so it's going to be very fun to see them with what they've learned over time. And again, as Rob TV and Brian F have mentioned, I think this is the shortest amount of time we've been given since a patch into a CPT event. So very curious to see how they've adapted.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things is that Itazan might not have even necessarily was supposed to be here. If I'm not mistaken, I saw a clip of his match against Fujimura, and Fujimura had the kill, dropped a Chun-Li combo, and then
it was off of a V skill.
Yeah, and then Itazan made this big old comeback. Shout outs to Cien. I saw his clip on social media, watching that, and even Cien was like, "Did he lose like this? Oh, come on!"
And you could sense Fujimura desperately trying to get the momentum back.
Yeah.
But Itazan was just smiling. I know he was cheesing from ear to ear. He's like, "I got this. This is in the bag."
Just as oh, he's going with the Zangief. Okay. And of course, Johnny Tack is gonna go with his tried and true. Gonna go with the Rashid. All right, so again here, controlling this neutral is going to be a lot of it. But of course, Zangief, a lot of the Zangief players sad out there that standing heavy punch was nerfed, that it could be more easily whiff punished. Just don't whiff it.
Okay. All right, James.
So far, Itazan has landed it twice, so, no problem. If it doesn't whiff, it can't be whiff punished. Pointing to my head there you got.
That actually is bars. Yeah, you're not wrong. But with that in mind, you're absolutely right, though. Itabashi hasn't been throwing it out as liberally as he used to, trying to take different approaches. But now John Takeuchi throwing out, taking advantage of that priority system, right? Using that heavy punch.
Oh, nice! And then trying to go in there, and see, didn't whip it again. So I'm telling you, this is the strategy.
Yeah, but now John Takeuchi is going to kind of close the gap with heavy punch, kind of get it within medium punch range, try to get the counter. But it doesn't matter if you get put in the cyclone, SPD.
He tried just to go for the walk up there, but look at that, John getting out of there. Oh, armored! Oh, but he was charged. He had already absorbed the 2 hits. He had to let go with the flex, and so he really couldn't do big damage off of that.
And I'm glad John Takeuchi stood his ground with the normals, checking the dash from Itabashi. Because Itabashi was sensing any sort of, if he were sensing any sort of danger like a jump back, he was absolutely going to EX air SPD.
Okay, John Takeuchi taking that first, got the anti-air, and this time stopping the flex. Oh, nice, yep, projectile invul. And yeah, trying to use that flex right now to catch John Takeuchi off guard. Now back to this neutral. Ooh, yeah, put himself right in there. That's a dangerous position for John to be in.
Shades of old Zangief using a lot more medium punch this time around.
Yeah, that button was definitely buffed at one point. Still really good. Oh, look at this. Finding that opportunity to run in there and get the throw. That's, what... Oh!
You're dead. Ooh. I think you're actually dead.
Is this going to kill? Is this going to kill?
Yeah, you're dead.
Ooh. And look, as a Zangief player, one of my favorite things to do is to walk up SPD somebody, because that you've had them that scared that you could just walk up and SPD them. But that means if you're fighting against Zangief and you get them scared enough that you can dash up and throw Zangief, that feels good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's how you know you've at least like settled them down a little bit to rethink their strategy going forward. So that was very, very solid overall from John Takeuchi. I got to say off the bat, just making sure that anything that Itabashi tried in neutral was going to get nullified.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't even want to try to throw out a heavy punch. Didn't even get within range to do so. Just the fact that John Takeuchi was like hovering around that range, kind of making Itabashi think like, what normals am I allowed to press here? Should I just go with the medium punch? Because he's trying to bait my heavy punch.
Right.
And then once he got like that idea, is like, all right, well, I could maybe try to fight back with medium punch. Boom, the heavy punch comes in with the crush counter.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets started for John Takeuchi. Rashid just wants to push you in the corner. Like that's obviously the goal.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And I mean, John Takeuchi was one of the first players who really perfected that with Rashid, because even that first season, a lot of people thought Rashid wasn't particularly strong in the first year, and by the end of the year, we were like, oh, I think we're all wrong. And then he got a bunch of buffs. But like, John Takeuchi was one of those players who was so good at controlling where he was, where Rashid was on the screen. He would do the EX Eagle Spike to switch sides, he was always aware of keeping you in the corner, and that's been a hallmark of high-level Rashid play since.
And we see a huge change up into Itabashi Abigail.
Eat the Gale now.
Yeah, Itagale. It's exactly how he got himself into top 16, right? Using a mix of both characters. So we're going to see how this plays off.
Yeah, interesting that he did go with Zangief first. I wonder if there was just something he really wanted to try out and feel like he had a good read on right now. But he has gone with the Zangief now. I'm sorry, with the Abigail now.
Right. Yeah, that's a huge change up. Seeing Abigail like forcing himself to stand still against an air approach.
It's tech, but he's trapped in the corner right now. And again, that's where Rashid gets a lot of power from, especially with that tornado there. Oh, he's going to get punched? No, he recovered in time.
EX spinning mixer out of there.
Multiple hits. Oh, you know what? It was a nerf, but it was a buff.
Was it a nerf though? I don't know. I've seen a lot of clips from Wednesday Night Fights of JB.
Bouncing off the walls,
Looking pretty good.
Got a new job climbing the walls here. All right, gets a throw into the corner. Now here we go. This is the dangerous. And you see that confirm the late cancel into the V skill.
And then back to this corner. Itabashi Zangief is going to be spending a lot of time here unless he finds a way out with those normals. Yeah, trying to simply use that.
And there's the power of that tornado. Once it gets you in that space, it's hard to jump over that. Oh, too far. Actually, he might have just did the wrong Abigail punch. I'm not sure. Oh, he made it over!
And the Abigail punch was just within range.
He says,
Critical art.
I'm doing as much damage right now as I can, okay? One more hit, one more mix-up.
Oh, even closer now. Forcing John Takeuchi to take that chip damage.
This is dangerous here because Takeuchi, look at that. Full V trigger right now. 2 and about 2/3 of a bar. One good combo. Oof. Never mind. I was about to say one good combo might have even built him the meter to get into the critical art to take that round, but
yeah, Abigail, all he had to say was vroom vroom. That's exactly what jab is. It's vroom vroom.
Shift the gears a little bit over there. Yep, walking in there with that standing medium punch plus on block. You see Itazan stealing some turns there after getting it blocked, walking in a bunch of distance.
I do have to say, I do like the space that John Takeuchi is playing at with the tornado shots as well.
Oh,
but he still manages to catch. What was that? The recovery on crouching medium punch? There's no way. Maybe he stood up late. I can't tell.
Corner pressure now. Oh, that's going to be... Oh, it's too far. It could have been the stun, and that would have been the game. But you know what? He still just only needs one more thing. There it is. The crouching medium punch from Itazan. And he's going to take game number 2. So there you go. The character switch definitely working out for him.
And we've seen him fight out of that corner. I feel like John Takeuchi had all the momentum in the world in the beginning of game number 2, right? Forcing Itagale so quickly into that corner so early. I was thinking, Itabashi is in a very tough spot, obviously.
Yeah.
I want to see what normal he's going to use. I wanted to know if he was going to V-shift ever around a tornado shot, honestly. But in the corner, I don't think it would have been effective.
I mean, you might be able to, because, if you do the follow-up, obviously, for those who are watching this and maybe not familiar with the V-shift mechanic, the V-shift is activated with medium kick, heavy punch. And if you hold the buttons down, you end up doing an automatic invincible attack. that follows up called the V break. And that might have been fast enough to maybe hit some of the tornadoes to help him get out of the corner. So far today, we've seen, from what we've seen, whenever someone has gotten the V shift, they haven't done the V break. They just let it rock and just stop right where they are. So you have a little bit of decision right there, but maybe it might actually work, because I've seen that. I've seen people do that against projectiles. Just walk up to it, V shift, break. And then just to get them knocked down and start their offense.
Especially after a normal, like a canceled normal into a projectile, we've seen, I've seen tons of Twitter posts just all over the place regarding how to punish those certain situations against like Shotos, against someone like Rashid.
Right.
So I'm curious. I'm very curious to see how often we're going to see V-Shift in its entirety for top 16 and top 8.
I mean, one of the scary... okay. Well, I was about to say, one of the scary things, though, is, you know, if Rashid might even be able to react to the V-Shift and try to roll through the V-break, would cancel it or something like that, potentially. But it doesn't matter, because we've got Cody in the house. We've got one of the lore matchups going here. Mayor Cody trying to clean up Metro City here versus Abigail. And he's doing it in a true jolly fashion right now.
Dang, that was far. The ruffian kick at the tail end of the active frames.
And great spacing by John Takeuchi. Sorry, Takeuchi. I'm totally butchering his name. I apologize. Yeah, but Cody, obviously, one of those characters that has been, you know, before he was basically kind of considered a character hidden behind the V-trigger. But he's definitely gotten a lot of nice little quality of life buffs. The EX Zonk Knuckle has gotten stronger. But you know what? This trigger is still terrifying.
Absolutely. We've seen guys like Rumors from the Australia region really show the potential of Cody. And now we get to go with John Takeuchi. But wait a minute.
Here we go. Going to get knocked down in the corner. Mix up. Blocks.
Oh, yeah. Nice. V-skill through
reaction. That's plus. Plus again. No command
meter,
throws.
Though.
Yeah.
Oh, God, get out of there.
Oh, what? That's the knowledge right there. That is the if he.
That was sick.
He went high enough that Abigail went under him?
But he's so tall. What do you mean? How did that go around him? I honestly thought the interaction would have been Cody knocking down Abigail. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Oh, and there it is, that V-skill again, just busting through here, finding that element, and that's spacing on the ruffian kick.
He just took the tornado shot.
And he's building up his own gray health with those, you know, with the V-skill, with that. And
I like it, the disrespect, and John Takeuchi just about one touch away to send Itabashi into losers. Ooh. Don't let him get away with it.
We saw what Itabashi was able to do to Fujimura, not here on stream, but on social media. So, it's not over yet. Oh, and he's in. Oh, that was
a beautiful conversion. V-shift does not have an option select ready.
Yep. Also, John Takeuchi not going with a V-break, which means he has no access to his trigger anymore.
Nor a V-reversal. So he might have to eat maybe like a...
Oh, that's a whip punish. Oh, he's too far. He didn't get the punish. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Jumping 2 lows, no go. That's going to be all John Takeuchi moving in to top 8.
So, this
game is sick.
This just in, John Takeuchi is now officially twice as old as he was. Because he aged real quick.
Did he? Did he? I don't know, man. That switching to Cody made it feel like he was. So he started off with Rashid, and he was just like, you know, I play this character a lot. I want to have some fun. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think he aged one bit. James.
I mean, he was using the color with the gray beard and everything from Cody. I don't, you know.
It's a fake beard. They always do it every holiday season. But John Takeuchi doing an impressive job with Cody, especially towards that end there as well.
Yeah.
Like not letting go of that life lead and really kind of disrespecting Itabashi just a little bit. Not in that kind of sense. And I mean like he was taking his turn back, especially using that V skill very well.
Right.
Using the invulnerability properties on that. So very well done from John Takeuchi moving into top 8.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I just feel like right now with the season, I mean, obviously we saw, we were talking about this before the stream, Rumors from Australia with the Cody before, but now we're seeing, you know, here in Japan in the top 8, the character variety I feel like this year is going to be pretty insane. I feel like we're going to see all sorts of characters from all the different regions, and I'm just really I'm just so excited to see how it's all going to play out this year because, like I said, I feel like this season in particular is. I mean, I felt like last season was really well balanced, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, Seth is really strong," and he was. Seth was obviously very strong, but this season I feel like it's just like an unknown right now, to see what's going to happen and which characters are going to come out on top.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. And again, we're going to see all of that and more. We have such a diverse roster, not only in the winner side, but the loser side, which we'll get into after this break. When we return, we'll see more of that character variety from these players in Japan after this break.
We're moving and chugging right along here for the Japan first CPT event of the year. You can see already that the Central America West is coming up soon, right?
Yes.
Coming up soon, very quickly. You can still register for that right now. And shout outs once again to Capcom for really including a lot of the different areas, through the world. Ever expanding fighting games, universal language for sure. We all know what KO is, and that's all we're trying to do to our opponents. And as you can see here right now, Mexico, Honduras, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Belize, Republic of Panama, El Salvador, and Costa Rica. Capcom.us/CA-West-1. Sign up for that right now.
Very excited to see just the amount of players that get to showcase their skill and just the inclusion of that region, like South Africa, right? I'm very excited to see what their talent pool is like and the character diversity overall, right? I just want to see more people play and show off their skill. And again, because fighting games, again, is a universal thing. I just want to see more people try it out,
Oh,
get
yeah,
in tune with
mhm.
it, and be able to, throw down and say you're the best of the best of your region.
Right. And of course, obviously they're doing South Africa. I know there's been a lot of talk about people from all the other regions of Africa. We will definitely be expanding throughout the years. I mean, just like I said, we just keep growing. We keep growing. It's going to be one of the most global things. Obviously, wasn't even last year. It was the year before now, wasn't it? Pakistan bursting into the FGC scene, just regions from all over the world. And it's
and then dominating again not too long ago. I'm just saying.
It's absolutely one of my favorite things, to see this kind of love throughout the world for fighting games. And,
yes.
And it's just like, the longer we do this, the more we're going to spread into all the regions, and pretty soon we will be unstoppable. I mean, it'll be really cool to see.
I'm about it. So we're moving into top 16.
So what are we going to do tonight, Brian?
We try to take over the world, but we have to do it one match at a time first, James. We have the top 16 winners. We have to establish our fourth player.
Yes.
Fourth player into the top 8, and that has to be between Mago and Tachikawa.
Yeah, again, just another pair of extremely, extremely strong players. And Mago, he was also a player that's been using Cammy even during the course of last year. Cammy,
Yes.
And a lot of people have been talking about her being potentially the strongest character here. And it wasn't even necessarily that she got any sort of buffs. It was just like she was always a strong character. She was always right on the cusp of being one of the best characters. And we talked about Seth and Urian, Rashid getting a few nerfs here and there. But Cammy, she just got like maybe a few small buffs, but she didn't get any nerfs. And so she's going to be very strong. And like I said, I've already heard a couple of top players talk about her as potentially being the strongest this season. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to find out how that plays out, especially if Mago sticks with Cammy here in this entire top 8.
And the other side of the coin, Tachikawa rocking Poison and E-Honda potentially. But for the most part, Poison. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to turn out, because Poison is also one of those characters that was at the top of everybody's list. Everybody was having trouble with that character and how strong she was as soon as she had meter. Or even without that, even way before that. You're talking about the whip, man. That the normal whip is just... There's so much range to it, right? And being able to play at those spaces very well is a sign of a great Poison player. But overall, just the fact that she could get you at plus scenarios consistently with the EX heart rate has been so problematic. But now I want to see how Tachikawa navigates this character. In fact, we do have the player quotes from both Mago and Tachikawa. So let's take a look at what they had to say going into the top 16. I'm going to have fun. Needless to say, my goal is to win.
Mago is definitely one of those players that is having fun. I mean, like I said, I wanted to say that about Itazan, but he looked a little dour. But during his
intense, yeah.
But Mago, very strong player, the 2D god as he has been known as. So definitely going to be a threat here in this tournament. Going to be trying to be the fourth player to get into the winner's side of the top 8. Mm-hmm. And let's see what Tachikawa... Ooh, I'm living in a shared house with other players, so I can practice Street Fighter V, and I think that has paid off. If I win, I'll be going against my roommate, Takauchi, so I'm going to give it my best. Mago, I'll go with Ryu against you.
Damn!
Whoa. He's just giving him the He's giving him the playbook right away. He's not even hiding it right now. He's not trying to save anything for nationals. He's like, hey, I'm playing my Ryu against you.
Technically, this is kind of nationals. Technically, this is the best of the best in Japan, right? So this is the perfect time to do it.
Okay, so actually we're going to see maybe not even a Poison, not even an E-Honda. I was going to talk about Poison and how, it kind of breaks my heart to say this, but Poison was, the most recent CPT champion, of course, because we didn't have a champion last year, but 2 years ago.
We had multiple champions.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go. I like the way you think. I like that. We're all winners here in the Capcom Pro Tour.
All right, man. But yeah, I mean, he's going to be rocking the Ryu all the way, or at least in the matchup against Mago in this set. So that's going to be very curious, or very interesting to see.
He lied! He lied! He lied!
I'll see you later.
This is the next level of the mind
I don't know what to say, James, except let's get into the first game. Mago versus Tachikawa, the Deceiver.
And he's going with Poison, and this is one of those matchups that has been reputed like not one of Poison's favorite matchups, and he's gonna go with it and not use the Ryu. He was really trying to play that next level mind game on us.
I didn't believe him for a second, James.
This is what the metagame is really about, right? Using outside strategies to win the game.
There was a lot of recovery on that, by the way. Mago being able to get that jump in earlier, but here comes Tachikawa with that activated
I
trigger.
don't even believe that Tachikawa and Takauchi are roommates anymore. I don't believe anything that this man is going to say.
You shouldn't. Not in the heat of battle, no. You really shouldn't. And Mago, he is punishing Tachikawa for his deception.
Exactly. There you go. But I'm really interested. I mean, all joking aside, I'm really interested in this character selection, going with the Poison and not going with the Ryu.
Ooh. Huge. Yeah. Great amount of damage. As well as the meter. Tachikawa.
Going in there, but there it is. The Wake Up EX. That's that one option right there that you always have to get you out of situations. As long as you have that meter, but obviously if baited, you will die.
The heart rate.
Not as plus as before, but still enough. That standing light punch, 3 frames to guarantee it's her turn. Ooh. Activation. Oh, yeah, he saw it.
You knew.
Oh, I love that option because even if he had dive kick, it would have been a slight pause in the air. And so the air-to-air is going to give Tachikawa that round. Nicely done.
All tied up. Full critical art on both sides.
Ooh, this is going to be good damage. And actually, he's going to spend the whole bar.
And I don't see why not, right? Significant life lead, pushing Cammy away within heavy punch range, all the while being able to build your meter back, right? Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Yep, doing such a great job of that neutral. Just needs one more hit. Actually, the stun, and look at this. Didn't we tell you? We were talking about this earlier on how much stronger Ryu is now. See, you see how strong Ryu looks over here? Was able to take that one so easily. Tachikawa promising to use that Ryu against Mago, and you can see why.
For all we know, that could have been 11.
That's right.
For all we know,
I always forget it. That's actually. Can you just come in with 11 in a tournament?
I'm pretty sure you can. I don't think that's against the rules. But either way, Tachikawa doing a fantastic job against Mago, just overall, right? Adapting to how aggressive Mago wanted to be, and now a lot more diligent with the anti-airs. You see the whip going up airborne majority of the time, forcing Mago to play this grounded game. And that's exactly what Poison wants to do against him.
Right. And that's why you saw, remember in the first game, we saw that raw drill from Mago get blocked and punished. He was probably trying to punish that.
Oh, raw walk under!
Yeah, okay. All right. Gonna spin. No. Just saves that meter, tries to keep the pressure going here. Backs out. He's got the life lead now. He doesn't have to push too hard, and there you go. The anti-air. Good reaction from Mago.
It was all downhill as soon as that mix-up happened.
Yep.
Against Tachikawa, he went from being the deceiver to the deceived. Doesn't feel good,
trade, and that's a great trade for Mago. He'll take that because he gets the knockdown, and he lands on his feet, so he can definitely get in. Ooh, interesting. That was like a delayed heavy punch after the heart rate. Interesting decision by Tachikawa. But I love the air-to-air again. That's such a great option to stop Cammy.
Ooh. Shift out. Yeah, committed to the rest of the break.
Yeah, now the break is not truly punishable, but you are -2, so it is definitely the opponent's turn. And Mago took advantage of that with the throw option, but here we go. The damage, he doesn't go for the critical art. Oh, that could be, that could come back to haunt him.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, Mago was in a great position. I was kind of curious to see if Mago was going to spend his bar as well to get the Oki set up afterwards and the damage, right? But I think that scenario was even better for Mago because he allowed himself to continue with that pressure. The only thing I feel like could have saved Tachikawa is wake up critical art.
Yeah. But I thought he was going to spend it right at the end of the round. I checked. Sure. He did have the meter there. Wouldn't have killed. Probably would have put him at 1 hit away, and that makes a player very tentative and scared.
Right.
But
and the amount of damage that Tachikawa took prior, or after all that, I think he would have been in a very advantageous situation to just let that rip, reset back into neutral, and have Cammy play the air.
You saw the early crouching medium punch from Tachikawa.
Oh, you know what Mago wanted. Empty jump low, and Tachikawa knew it as well. On the verge of stun.
Ooh. What happened? I didn't even know how the heck Poison stayed in the front right there. I think both players were actually confused. Gets the dash in. One more mix-up here. Tried to go for a shimmy, but got that standing light kick to hit out of the air. Oh, did you see the walk-up? The fearless walk-up here. Tachikawa again trying to find that jump at the end of the round, but Mago with the anti-air reactions. Which is a lot easier when you have a better monitor.
It's the last person you want to test when it comes to reactions, right? Mago getting that confirmed off of that low medium kick.
Okay, yeah, negative, but interestingly, neither of them doing anything. Maybe Tachikawa scared that Mago was trying to steal a turn with an EX uppercut.
Oof, and Mago within range. Okay, I was going to say, within range to get hit by that whip, the low heavy punch.
All right, he's in. Yeah, that's a safe spacing on that.
Ooh, he knew! Tachikawa 100% letting it rip with the standing heavy kick, catching that low medium.
But see, I was about to say that was beautiful because Tachikawa also got the side switch, but then Mago just got right out of the corner, and guess what? You're back in this corner pressure. EX drill to switch sides again. Yep. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the delayed crouching medium punch, trying to catch a late tech.
Ooh. Any hit from Tachikawa can pretty much do it. Same
Oh, he got him!
You're dead.
Yeah, the raw right there, raw critical art right there. Gonna tie it up 1-1. We're going to the last game, last round here. Find out who will be the last in the top 4 on winner's side for tomorrow, top 8.
Ooh, that was so far and still got the confirm. Mago getting a punish as well.
I mean, some people.
Oh, yeah! That's the patented K-brand.
Oof, yep. Oh, he's in there. That's a stun. Yeah, that went for the uppercut. Gonna be big damage here. It was only one hit stun, and it's enough.
Oh, you love to see
take
it.
It's enough.
That was a clinic from Mago.
Yeah.
The amount of pressure from Cammy, just based off of that medium punch in general.
Yeah, and also that crouching medium kick you saw at the very beginning of the round.
At the very tip of the active frame.
Yeah, and got the confirm on the single hit. I mean, it's a harder crouching medium kick to confirm. You have to be some kind of phenom to be able to do that, but you know, some people can't do that consistently.
I mean, maybe he probably like buffered it a little bit, you know, just in case, little hint. But no, overall, I think that was an excellent buffer choice for Mago. You know, I think just overall that momentum carried him throughout the entirety of that series.
Yeah.
So that was very well done from Mago. But Tachikawa again, still showing pretty impressive plays from that Poison. And would have loved to see the Ryu, but
yeah, he still has a chance in the loser side bracket. But again, that's what he gets for trying to play that little mind game at the beginning there. I'm going at you with Ryu, Poison.
Yeah, I got duped. I definitely got duped. But all jokes aside, again, I think Tachikawa did a very great job of trying to force Mago to play that grounded game. But once Mago adapted to that strategy, he's like, all right, I'm totally fine with this. I'm Cammy.
Right.
I have a great medium kick to kind of space you out if I needed to. I can dive kick my way through if I need to as well once I get meter, right? So there was plenty of times Mago was just like, I'm down to play this game if you force me to.
Right. And as I mentioned, you know, some people have said that they don't like that particular matchup as a Poison player, and you know, you can see why. Once Cammy gets in on you, then the pressure just is really hard to take out, because Poison doesn't have the best defensive options or escape options to get out of the corner situation. But there you go. So that means that Mago, the 2D God, is going to be the last player in the top 4, as you can see here on the winner side. Tomorrow, we will start with Kawano and Tokido, and then follow up with John Takeuchi and Mago. Of course, we're not done here yet today. We still got the entire losers bracket to go through, and there are some crazy names there, like one Daigo Umehara, who, you know, a lot of people are talking about, including Rob TV in the pre-show, as perhaps the best player. A lot of people said that if they felt like if we did get the CPT 2020 tournament to have taken place, that Daigo probably would have won that. And so here he is, though, in loser's bracket to start off the day. And then following after that is going to be Fuzinken with the jury going up against Bono. And then Naon versus Mizuha, and Fudo going up against Crusher. And again, Fudo, remember Fudo, Daigo, and Tokido were the players who were fighting so hard to get into to qualify last year, and it was a brutal year for like Tokido and Fudo, because neither of them were able to make it. But, you know, both Fudo and Daigo already here in the losers bracket, which is crazy.
Very, very tough. I don't want to see any more crying on Twitter posts ever again because I was actually very sad seeing those final moments of Fudo not making it out, and Fudo's wife as well. But that was heartbreaking. But again, that's just how it works, man. When it comes to online qualifiers, there can only be like 2 per region. So we'll see. Again, Daigo being in the losers bracket could really stir things up. We've seen his performance in the season finale from 2020. Yeah. I mean, playing as strong as ever. Sustained a slight injury as well over time, and has recovered fully from that in full force, grinding it out with Guile.
Yeah. But let's see what the players have to say about that. Let's see what words of wisdom we have from Daigo. I'll do my best.
I love it. What else is there to say? What else is there to say, Daigo? I absolutely love it. Very straightforward.
Okay,
I'll do my best. And that's, you know, his best is going to be more than enough.
The sequel to his book, 1 page. I'll do my best.
I'd buy it. I would definitely buy it. Moving on to Moke. Let's see what Moke had to get ready for Daigo. I went through many matches in losers bracket up to top 16. So I'll do my best and keep this good flow going and win.
All right, there you go. Well, I mean, look, he's got one of the hardest people, you know, to fight against right now, Mr. Daigo Umehara. And again, you know, look, Daigo is a legend for a reason. We talk about him. And, you know, one of my favorite things for Daigo has been watching him. You know, obviously he's been a dominant player for years and years. And when Street Fighter V first came out, it felt like he was kind of like, you know, there was that period of time where everyone's like, he's washed up. You know? Right. And not as a joke kind of thing, but like he really did feel like he was kind of not as strong in Street Fighter V. But the adjustments that he's made, and then also practicing online every day. I mean, you can watch it all the time, you know, and now he is so much back in form right now. I mean, to be a player, to be so dominant, this guy has the will to win. He knows how to win. He will change whatever strategy he needs to get to that point, and it's amazing to watch.
And it's going to be a real test of fortitude for someone like Moke, right? Again, he's also one of those guys that consistently grinds it out and studies just as hard as pretty much everybody else. But you're going against the person who stays in training mode. Daigo Umehara has been streaming nonstop in the lab, right?
Yeah.
Can you outwork someone like Daigo Umehara? This is it right here. This is a testament to your training.
Yeah, and not only even that, but I mean, also remember in the past couple of years, he also became a hitbox player because he tried it out. And he was like, wait, why isn't everybody using this thing? and now he's a hitbox player to get the maximum charge times for Guile and, you know, faster reaction times.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to execute like charge moves more effectively, right? Especially something like a flash kick.
Right.
You're not committing to going back to neutral then hitting up, right? So your character's never standing when you do something like a flash kick. So something we digress about. But Moke, again, using that V-shift passive projectile is absolutely critical and against a matchup like Guile, right? Using Sonic Boom.
And we were talking about that earlier too. Remember,
Let's go, James!
You know how fast Guile's Sonic Boom recovers. Everybody who's played this game knows that and hates it, right? But that slow motion on the V-shift, the V-break takes advantage of the slow motion, still able to punish Guile for throwing that Sonic Boom. So you see how it can be used as an anti-projectile tool. But here comes Daigo. He's got all that meter, one hit, and Moke is dead.
Oh, he got jumped in!
He's gonna super? No.
He went for the EX flash kick anyway. No fear in Daigo's heart. I will do my best. And he sure did in the first round. Let's go. Let's go.
No fear. A wise man once said, I know scare, you know scare, or something to that degree.
Strike that, reverse it. Yeah, pretty much the same quote. You know scare, I know scare. You're absolutely right, James.
Oh, man. And here we go towards the corner now. Now Daigo on the offense.
Ooh. Such a scary situation. Daigo with the reactions. He is the man that will prove everybody wrong when it comes to testing reaction, or at least improving reactions, right? This is the man who will do it, James. This guy puts it in the lab.
Here's the problem, right? As the older he gets, obviously his reactions are still sharp, right? That just removes my excuse you know, that age makes your reactions worse. Like, he's defying that, and I can't use that as an excuse anymore.
This is the reason why Rob TV considers him the GOAT. Did you see that exhibition he just pulled off on Moke?
Yeah, with a perfect there to end that last round. And here we go now. Game number 2, but Daigo. And again, it's always one of those things, right? Like, the first game, very, very close. Moke using the V-shift to go through some Sonic Booms.
Looking very strong, without a doubt.
But that's what top players do. They will often have a struggling or just a tight first round, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, I figured you out. I've learned all of your patterns. I've learned all of your tendencies, and then they just blow you up and get a perfect in the next round.
Look at how commanding Daigo is in the neutral. Moke finally
here we go.
finding an opening. Oh, no, you're getting big punish. Decent punish, I would say. Damage is damage.
Oh, nice.
And it's a counter hit.
Yep. Had the awareness to combo off of that as well. Here we go. Activation, V-trigger 2, gets the throw. Yep. Got to deal with that mix-up. It's his turn. Oh, no! He
You can't V-shift out of this. You're actually dead. Critical art incoming.
Guile definitely eating his spinach there.
I was just thinking that. With the critical art finish because he eats his spinach. It's Guile, the Air Force man.
Nice, nice. I like it. I like it. That's bars. There you go. All right, but Moke sitting here with all that meter, though. How is he going to use these resources here to try to get in on Daigo? Well, that's what he didn't do. He really thought Daigo was going to go for that EX flash kick. And so he just waited, and then
I would have loved to see that interaction happen.
Yeah.
But Moke again, still doing just, or I was gonna say just fine. Yeah, closing the gap against Daigo, but still a huge life deficit. What is he gonna spend?
Get out of there. That V trigger. Oh, activation. Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for. I feel like there was so many opportunities prior to this round where Moke had the chance to use that critical art to kind of like do, if not kill Daigo, at least get a good amount of damage and an advantage.
And there you go. He's got in his first round, I believe. I think this is the first round that Moke has actually gotten on the board here.
That's correct.
So good counter adjustment. And, you know, we were talking about how well Daigo's playing neutral. Rashid, one of those characters that can just kind of say, you know what? To heck with your neutral. I'm just going to come spinning in here. I'm going to crouch in fears. Oh! Huh. Jump backwards punch. I'm not sure what Daigo was going for there.
He's been going air to air a little bit with that. Jump back fierce.
And the towards medium punch is a knockdown out of the air, so he can combo into the EX Eagle Spike, keep that corner position we talked about earlier with John Takeuchi, how important it is to control the corner space, and there's the shimmy!
My goodness, the micro step back from Moke.
Okay, Daigo's time here.
What a tech.
Try to make a comeback. Can he do this? I like that V-skill. Just get out of there, backdash. Staves off that entire V-trigger. But he's still in danger here. If Daigo can land a critical art, he'll catch himself up real quick.
Another thing with Moke, he's slowly taking these little bits of chip to build that V gauge as well. Any bad misplaced Sonic Boom, it might hurt Daigo. Oh boy.
Moke's got that. Those V. Oh, he's actually building up to the trigger. Yeah, I was thinking about the V shift, but instead, oh, there we go. Daigo making sure he doesn't get away from that for free. Oh, he just did it! And Daigo didn't think he was going to go for that and just got caught off guard.
I'll take that. Moke on the board, 1-1. I like that bravery. I like that call out.
Was he thinking of trying to cancel it into the super? Did he think it was going to chip at that? I didn't see what the health was at that time. That was a very strange cancel. And I mean, honestly, I think a lot of people would have got hit by that because, you know, you just weren't expecting that cancel.
I'd have to see it again. Honestly, I was...
Yeah.
Something to consider.
Yeah. I mean, looking back at it, there might have been, you know, a calculated decision there. But here we go. That means we're at game number 3. You know, everybody, there's so many Daigo fans out here. He's at the danger of going out of this tournament here. But he's looking good so far in this game.
I mean, Moke is still making Daigo sweat, right? 1-1. I mean, this is looking...
Oh, that's going to be a punish. Yep, there you go. And look at that. Pushes him all the way to the corner. Again, Rashid with wonderful corner carry. Here we go. His turn. Gets the throw.
Oh, yeah. Saw the start of that.
Reactions. Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, I think he was thinking about the EX flash kick again.
I thought about it as well. To be honest with you, I sat there and blocked just like Moke.
Yeah, Daigo had that bar, and Daigo was like, "You're gonna block, I'm gonna throw."
Oh no!
Oh, nice. There you go. Gets that knockdown, and now perfect spacing on those normals right there. He's seen those spacing those situations many, many times.
And Moke just a little reluctant to figure out what he wants to do about those projectiles, right? But does find the activation round into trigger, and Daigo does not care about your V trigger.
Super.
He does not care about anything you have to offer right now. The Lord and Savior is here. Oh, just walk up.
Daigo just trying to go and take it with that, and now the empty jump in the crouching medium kick. And, you know, unfortunately, this is the loser side, so that means that Moke has been eliminated out of this tournament, but that means Daigo is moving on, and he has to win one more to try to make it into the loser side top 8. So, you know, on the winner side, when you win, you're in top 8. Here on the loser side, in this first round, you got to win 2 matches in a row to get to that coveted top 8 tomorrow.
And I'm pretty sure that means Daigo has to go up against Tachikawa, if I'm not mistaken. As we take a look into the bracket, we've already established who was in round 1. And again, you see there Tachikawa versus Daigo. That's going to be round 2, the beginning of round 2, as we move on into Fuzinken versus Bono, as well as Naon versus Mizuha. Fudo and Crusher duking it out later on. Of course, this has been nonstop the entire time. I've been excited since we started, but we do have to take a slight break, unfortunately. Again, you guys do not want to miss it. It's going to be Fuzinken going up against Bono. That's going to be Jury versus Laura. We've talked so much about the character diversity throughout the entirety of this top 16, right?
Yeah, and that's going to be cool. I can't wait to see a strong Jury player doing their thing in this tournament, but of course that'll be after the break. So don't go anywhere. Jury versus Laura coming up after this.
Still continuing on in the top 16 for the loser side. Vicious here with James Chen once again. We've just seen Daigo eliminate Moke to move on to face off against Tachikawa, but we still have the rest of the loser side to go. Let's take a look at the bracket and where we're at and what we could expect for the Japan qualifier. Fusenken getting ready to face off against Bono. That's going to be Juri versus Laura. Very excited to see it and see how they've adapted to the patch notes. Naon versus Mizuha shortly after. Fudo and Crusher to round out round 1 of the loser side.
Yeah, and again, Fusenken, one of the names that we haven't heard a lot about, but, you know, a jury player, you know, I asked our man in Japan, Mr. High Fight, shout-outs to High Fight, as always.
Follow that man, please.
doing the fighting game Lord's work, basically. And, you know, he mentioned that, you know, Fusenken has been playing jury since Street Fighter IV, has been a jury main, so definitely a character loyalist. And, you know, got a couple of new costumes for the character, so we'll see if he busts some of those out. But going up against Laura, and Laura's not one of the characters that we see that Japan players generally rank as high in the tier list, right? I mean, here in the U.S., we're dealing with Idom all day, and we all think that she's busted, right? So, you know, I mean, like...
That's just Idom, man.
Exactly. And, but, you know, to see that we have a Japanese representative with Bono going with Lara, I'm really curious to see how what his style is going to be like with the character.
And this is a matchup we rarely get to see on this level playing field, right? I mean, if we were to really kind of make that kind of, I guess, comparison for something like a North American scene, you would have, what, Idom versus Just a Kid.
Just a Kid,
which has happened before. Actually, Just a Kid does
Shine maybe?
Shine as well, yeah. There has been a handful of times where Just a Kid actually has taken a couple games from Idom, has done pretty close to pretty much putting Idom into losers. But this is a whole different story, right? This is a Japanese story now. We got Fusenken, who has been one of the, I think, probably the best jury in Japan.
Right, yeah.
Going up against Bono, rocking that Laura, right? Not much that I've really seen from Bono yet, but I do believe we have a couple quotes from our players, at least. I'm pretty sure one of them has to be doing their best. I'm not even looking, James.
Did you really just...
I'm guessing.
Bono says, I'll show my best.
Of course. Of course. And that's all we could really ask for, honestly.
Oh, man. I'll show my best. There you go. From Bono. Let's see what Fusenken has to say.
Took a page from Daigo's book.
I want my revenge against Tokido. He wants revenge. He's motivated by revenge.
I like that.
Who I lost to in winners finals. So I'm going to focus on every match and do my best.
That first half definitely sounds like a jury main. That's within character,
yeah,
right?
I can actually hear her saying that, I want my revenge, you know,
absolutely.
kind of thing. Oh, man. But, you know, I mean, you mentioned earlier that, you know, this is a matchup we don't get to see a lot of. To be honest, I mean, if we could say that about almost every jury matchup, right? Because, I mean, this is a character that we haven't seen a lot of. Did get some buffs, and, you know, and let's see if that's going to help Fusenken try to make his way for his revenge against Tokido. And, you know, I like the way he says that because it almost makes it sound like he's assuming Tokido is going to get all the way to the top as well, you know? So.
He's bound to run into him somehow. One of the bracket analysts get back to me on that one. But either way, we are gearing up, ready to go. It's going to be Fusenken versus Bono. Again, a match we rarely get to see, Juri versus Laura, on this level, right? I mean, you can also watch weeklies and see Just a Kid potentially go up against Idom pretty often. But other than that, something of this magnitude, with this much on the line, we don't get to see it as often.
Yeah, and look at that. Busting out the new Spider Jury costume here.
Yes. Yes.
So let's go.
The jacket is so sick. The design on the jacket is so cool.
I like it. I like it. He's got, you can see the name over there, Bono Bono, going up against Fusenken PC.
Warlord Laura.
Yeah, going up against an ultimate Grandmaster Jury, not easy to do. Oh, here we go. As Laura says, the mix-up, yeah, you got to respect it. And wow, yeah, busting out with the EX and didn't expect. Oh, he's going to get hit. Yeah. And now you got to deal with the mix-up again, and it's just going to be the meaty. Just going to be the meaty. There you go. And Bono taking round number 1.
Round 2.
You're going to need more than a costume change, Jerry. Oh, yeah, great reactions there. The elbow coming in hot from Bono. Sunset wheel, the first one.
Oh, and he's going with V-skill too. I didn't even notice that. You just you just assume it's gonna be V skill 1.
She went airborne at an angle that I've never seen before.
Oh, nice walk out of the range. Here we go. Chance for Fuzenken now with the corner. Goes for the back throw, more stun. Side switch on the cross-up combo. Smart. Oh.
Yep, a little bit of a frame kill there to make sure you get that perfect timing for the throw.
And, you know, one of the nice things about that, too, you know, if you are a jury player, you can sometimes expect opponents not to know your setups, you know.
That's fair.
You know, you think, oh, he just missed the timing and didn't juggle me, but no, it was actually just a frame kill setup. But you're a jury player, so you know these things here.
A little bit. I dabble.
Okay, there was a frame kill there as well. Now the corner here. Pressure, but... Oh, can he whiff punish? He didn't try.
No, he didn't try to, but you knew Fuzenkin was trying to go for a trigger activation. That would have left her plus. And you know what? It doesn't. Okay.
All right.
It does matter. It does matter, James.
Oh,
yeah, he was trying to go for trigger activation again.
He's trying to activate. And look at this. The V skill 1 coming more into play here. And Bono taking the first game.
I was going to say, that's switching it up with that V skill 2 using either the kick ender or the thunderclap ender. I don't even know how to even like prepare for that.
I have no strategy. I mean,
you want me to anti-air that?
Yeah.
No. Get me out.
I personally have no game plan again. I've never fought against this V skill, you know. But of course, Bono working like a machine, taking that first game. Nice rattle and hum like a machine.
I was waiting for the elbow. Oh, well, one comes either way. The forward fierce. Great interruption there on the start of Thunderclap.
Get the EX, the knockdown. Here comes the corner pressure.
Oh, that could have been a bolt charge again, but still, Fuzenken 100% ready for it. Jumping back again. We haven't seen Bono go for the bolt charge at all to anti-air. Oh, yeah, through the projectile in the corner, getting the uppercut. Nice and easy stand, medium punch.
Good round for Fuzenken. See if he can build off of this and try to tie this up 1-1.
A lot of meter on the side of Bono.
Oh, that's punishable, yeah.
Oh.
This will misconfirm right there.
Oh, you still caught him low, even dashing up? I didn't even know if that was real or not. I feel like Fuzenken got away with it. Oh, big neutral jump. Catching the command grab.
Oh, tried to go for a quick stun off of that side switch. You can see Bono's like, I'm getting out of here. No stun. Oh, God. He built it up again, and he wasn't ready for it.
I didn't even see him charge it, James.
Empty jump. Not going to be enough to kill. One more mix-up.
You press the button after that light kick, and Fuzenken's like, you know what? I'm going to end it with the throw. I was very impressed with the bravery from Bono. Blocking that stand jab, immediately going into a medium punch.
Yeah, that is obviously it's Jury's turn. She's plus after that standing light punch, but you know you're counting on the opponent trying to what I like to call steal future turns by like walking forward and then jabbing again, so that you're still in this close-up range. And so that was actually Bono calling that out and saying, you know what, you're gonna try to steal a future turn, so I'm gonna hit my buttons and basically try to stop you from doing that.
Ooh, big roundhouse to start the round. Counter hit, yeah, stopping Bono dead in his tracks corner. Yeah, tried to get something else out of it, but Bono still managed to catch a normal. Fighting his way out the corner, V-shift, ready for it 1,000%.
And that's the weakness of the V-shift, is that, you know, it gets that slowdown if you avoid attacks. But if you avoid a throw, there is no slowdown, and it just becomes like a regular backdash.
Ooh,
and opponents can definitely punish it after they whiff their throw.
Command grab to seal the deal. Bono looking for that match point, trying to move on while having, what, a bar and 3/4 on the side of EX. They jump out of there afterwards. Crush counter, big crush counter for the sweep. Yeah. Setting up Bono one more time for the throw. Keeping himself safe after. Oh, he's crouching target combo. Good amount of damage and the corner carry.
Out of the corner, though. Bono's out of the corner. This is really important, but he's going to get caught here. Is that enough to stun? Not quite. Oh, the dash up. There's the speed of Jury right there with those dashes. And we are going to the final game, final round here. Loser of this is eliminated.
I'm really enjoying Fuzenken's decision-making when it comes to letting the kick storage rock. And then finding ways to confirm off of the medium one, too.
Oh, tried to get in there in time. Wasn't fast enough, and here we go. Bono trying to get the pressure going. Unfortunately, he does not have any of the Fuhajins built up, so he is having trouble trying to get this pressure. This is the
Oh my God! Do not try to jump out of the corner. You're actually dead.
Not quite, but oh, here we go. Opportunity now. Punish gets to build up that Fuhajin. Has one of them built up now.
And if he's still out of the corner now, this is dangerous.
Oh,
You're just
here
gonna
we
dash
go.
up in front of him?
Doesn't have the meter for the V trigger.
Oh no.
Try to go in there. Oh, but the jump back, the defensive jump back medium kick from Bono is going to take it. And there you go. Whew.
That was pretty nutty. You know, I honestly thought Bono was going to seal the deal immediately afterwards. But, I mean, there were signs of life from Fuzenken, but...
Yeah. I mean,
a
the thing is...
antsy towards the end.
Yeah, and plus another thing, he did spend some of the meter for the, I think it was the V-shift or V-reversal, so he didn't have the ability to get the V-trigger comeback. You know, that's always the trade-off. And, you know, one of the most fun and fascinating things to me about fighting games is that resource management, right? Because now not only do you get V reversals and V triggers with your V gauge, but that V shift. And so now you have to really think hard how you want to spend that resource. And you can see in that situation there, without having that V trigger for the comeback, it was going to be a lot more work.
Yeah, so you know, Bono also, there were some change-ups to what he was doing to kind of throw Fuzenken off guard, but we'll get into that in a little bit as we see the bracket before us. Now going up against Mizuha, coming up next, Fudo and Crusher facing off against each other towards the end of round 1 of loser side. When we see Itabashi Zangief has to face off against Bono in round 2. Very, very exciting to see.
It just doesn't get any easier. Bono, like, wins. Okay, now you have to fight Itabashi.
Great.
And, like, between Naon and Mizuha, you win. Now you have to fight Momochi. And Fudo and Crusher, I mean, you got to go up against Storm Kubo. It's just, this is such, this bracket. I mean, the Japan region brings this every single time for CPT. You said it was like 511?
511.
Yeah, 511 entrants. And, man, I mean, that is just... Every time, I think, again, High Fight was like, was High Fight or somebody else, but tracking the number of entrants for all the online Japan CPTs, and it's only gone up. It's only gone up every single time. So right now, again, 511 people for an online tournament. That is nuts.
I want to keep seeing that for every single region, as much as we can, or more, possibly. We do have the Central American one coming up not too far from now.
Right. And you know what? And again, honestly, shout outs to all the TOs running an online 511 man bracket. But I mean, like, you know, you're like herding cattle at this point in time, you know, trying to rustle all these players up, make sure they get through all their matches. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So shout outs to all the TOs, the unsung heroes a lot of times for these tournaments.
And as we get ready for the culmination of all their hard work, we are narrowing down our top 16 to get into top 8 further and further with Naon and Mizuha. Naon rocking Abigail and Dan, apparently. Mizuha with that Colleen, also having a Minot as well.
Okay. And let's find out what these players have to say. Are you going to make any bold predictions,
I bet you they're going to do their best.
I'll do my best for every match.
And that's exactly what I'm expecting, honestly.
From Mizuha here, I'll do my best every match. Let's see what his opponent has to say.
That's what I'm talking about.
To get myself to top 8. There you go.
I like that a lot better. I will do my best.
I'll do my best. You know,
we know you're gonna do your best.
we were kind of joking about this earlier, but you know, like it's very, very Iron Chef interviewing. You know, like, oh, how do you think you're gonna do in this one? I'll do my best.
Yeah, I love that show. I really do. That
what
show
a great show!
It's amazing.
I did not know they had an.
Hey, I'll definitely show you the way.
Okay, yeah, all right.
As we get into the top 16 here on the loser side, Naon versus Mizuha. Very excited to see what the characters are going to be for both of these players again. All of this is going down live as we speak, right? Again, being able to transition into this atmosphere in person, it's still going to be the same deal. We're still serving up all of these matches to you live and in full effect as they happen, right? So we have been going through 511 players throughout the entirety of this day.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. But we are down to currently, you know, the top 16, of course. We've already had a couple of eliminations, but coming up next is going to be Naon versus Mizuha. Unfortunately, one of them is going to be, you know, I always want to say it's sent home, but I can't say that, right? They have to log off.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to just go back into playing ranked, probably.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Exactly.
They're going to tune into the stream, and they're going to play ranked.
Yep, probably. But look at this. Akuma going up against Colleen.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
And you see the costumes right there, one of them used by Fuzinken.
Fight.
Now, okay, let's just start with a kick to the face.
Great.
That's how we start this one.
Yeah, the snipe, background house, I'm about it.
Target combo into Parabellum.
Ooh, I wonder if I was close enough for an extension off of the counter hit.
And so far, Mizuha is just dominating this neutral. Oh, yep, there's that dive kick in the air to stall him, cause that anti-air to whiff. Ooh, clipped him with the EX hail. Yeah, that range right there.
Oh, yeah. Caught the startup with the fireball. Get it out of here. Stand, heavy punch, welcome back.
We saw Naon, you know, try to go for a couple of those EX fireballs in neutral, but then we've also saw a couple times he got beat by the hail, and that time the heavy punch. Right now, Mizuha is just dominating this neutral space here. You know, Akuma does have some stubby-ish normals here, and we all know that Colleen has some great range on those buttons.
Yeah, but now I'm doing a fantastic job checking one of the weaknesses of Colleen not having a really great time on defense.
Here we go, busting out with the EX. Oh, too far, too far. Whiffs the throw and gets thrown. Oh, nice, confirmed, single hit confirms.
But look how much meter it's taken away. One of the biggest nerfs, I feel like, to that V-trigger.
Ooh, side switch. I like that Mizuha tried to challenge it, but actually turned out to be for the deficit because it traded. It gave Naon the knockdown, and then Naon was able to get the pressure going and take this round. So here we go, 1 round apiece here in game number 1.
Oh, I like that. Counter hit conversion there from Mizuha. Forcing Naon into this corner off of that combo. Decent amount of damage. Target combo again. Catching a counter hit. That might have been a frame trap as Naon might have pressed the button.
Supposed to stun. Just needs one more thing. Oh, I love it. Just getting the spacing there and the throw. Not going to be enough.
Don't get hit by the overhead. Don't get hit by the overhead. Oh, and you know, Mizuha was kind of banking on that, I feel like. He went for the low instead to see if Naon was thinking the same thing. But it doesn't matter. EX Parabellum.
Yeah, the throw probably. Oh, no, actually just going to spend the bar to make sure. Yeah, what are you saving the meter for? Spend it all right now and take the game. Yep.
Oh, the EX Vanity Step into the icicle hands. Right through the heart of the demon. Listen, I have to say, you know, now I feel like we've seen, I know for sure I've seen this cat a good amount of times, like play before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's definitely been on some of the other CPT and, you know, at some of the big events. So definitely, I mean, pretty sure we've seen him quite a few times.
And again, yeah, showing his prowess into this top 16. Big whiff punch against the snipe, the back roundhouse against Colleen. Let's see if he can do it again. Because that's one of the tools that you're looking for, right? A lot of the normals you're looking at against Colleen comes from back roundhouse or the heavy punch.
Yeah.
Or fierce, I should say.
And, you know, also using that crouching medium kick, plus on block. Right, good range on her standing medium punch as well. So, like I said, just got a lot of good buttons and really kind of outdistances Akuma's normals. Ooh, couldn't catch him. No confirm on the double light.
I love seeing that counter hit conversion. Off the low medium kick, the light punch, or excuse me, light kick afterwards. Fishing for the fierce again, Mizuha.
Oh, wow.
What a block.
But the problem is, put himself into the corner. That's why the V reversal, yep. That's why, because he's like, you know what, I don't want to be in this space. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. That would have been dangerous, right? Get that free activation route. Oh, he's still going to get it either way. And now I'm catching Mizuha. Ooh, arm bar midair. Get out of here.
Good reactions. Stopping that jump. Wow, was that in time? I don't know. I didn't see a counter hit.
100% in time.
Was it? Oh, I didn't.
100%.
Okay, well, there you go. Okay. So that means Mizuha right now, match point to take this over now. We've had most of our games go 2-1, but, you know, here's a chance right now for Mizuha to take this 2-0.
And not in time to get the punish on the whip throw. Down, stuck in this corner. You're actually stunned. Here
Getting
comes the damage.
into the range. Here's some big damage.
Jeez.
Okay, no reset here. Just get the knockdown and go for the set play.
I like that. Yeah, Hurricane, the Tatsu out of there. Creating a little bit of space for yourself. Trigger is on deck. Now one could definitely make this comeback happen with the amount of meter that he has.
Okay, activation. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
All right, got the counter hit. Here we go. It starts here now. He still has all those resources. A lot of that meter there.
The stun could be there.
Activation.
Out of there. Using the dash, spending that meter well, but again, it's winding down because of the special movement.
Right. Oh, but he got the hit! And that activation into escape was the key right there, because that whole sequence right there, he was in so much trouble, but beautiful decision to activate and just skate on out of there.
I thought he was going to run out of meter right when he dashed forward, I feel like, just because I haven't really studied how much of, I mean, like, I know how much it takes away, but it's just, I felt like from, like, eyeballing it from this far, by the way. Eyeballing it, I felt like there was not going to be enough to get the target combo going.
Yeah, but there was definitely enough, and there you go. Mizuha taking it 2-0 over Naon. And again, unfortunately, that means Naon is out of the tournament now, but Mizuha is going to advance forward, and we have one match left to find out who will make it into. This is going to be obviously not the top 8 right away. We get to this round 2 of losers bracket. It will be between Fudo and Crusher, and of course Fudo, one of the favorites. Always one of the favorites at so many of these tournaments. So he is just, you know, you're in the losers bracket and you got to run into Fudo, and it's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, Crusher also has a very impressive repertoire himself. Has managed to make it 13th at Evo Japan not too long ago, as well as participating in Red Bull Kumite within top 36, and that was like a very long-winded event, like full of killers the entire day. Has also shown up on the main stage for Evo 2019 Japan as well. So, you know, very much so an old school player too. So very curious to see how Crusher has been up to, like what he's been up to with that birdie since the patch. And of course, Fudo also being a birdie main, but mainly Armika for this tournament. So very excited to see it.
We're going to see that after a quick break though, right?
So, yeah, I guess so.
So don't go anywhere. It's going to be Fudo versus Crusher coming right after this break.
It ain't too late to run off to mom now.
These matches are going to be even more ridiculous.
If you know anything about Street Fighter, you do not doubt the GOAT.
My man is always getting go. You thought I was playing? Oh, you're hella dead.
The main event.
Help me out, Nadeshko.
Look how much it means to him. Wow!
And Hibiki, back after the ultimate improvement.
I'll show you.
Line it up. Power to the earth. See what I'm really made of. The honor was mine. I'll settle this.
Let's begin.
That's not over. Are you serious? My man is reading right now. My man is reading.
Get to my rules at the end of you know.
Welcome back, everybody, to CPT Japan, kicking off CPT 2021. We're doing it straight up with Japan right here, and we've got one more match in the first round. We're to finish out the first round on the loser side, then 4 more matches after that. So let's take a look at this bracket once again. It is going to be Fudo versus Crusher coming up next, and then as you can see in round 2, what we have to look forward to is Tachikawa and Daigo, Itabashi Zangief and Bono, Momochi and Mizuha, and then Storm Kubo versus whoever wins this match here.
Absolutely stacked, and this isn't even the top 8 yet, right? This is the most gruesome part, having to go through the losers bracket for the players. This is absolutely exciting for all of us on the other side.
CPT is intense.
It is intense. It absolutely is intense. But you know, that's the best part about it. We get to start off in such an exciting manner, getting to see everybody again. Back into the swing of things, and again, what better way to start off than with the region of Japan?
Yeah, and our players again, Fudo and Crusher. You know, we've been getting quotes from all the players. Let's see which of these players will be doing their best.
Probably both.
So let's see. Crusher says, "I made it this far, so I'm going to try my best to win it all."
I like that version.
Yeah,
I do like that version, adding a beginning and an end to it.
Yeah, there you go, there you go. Just fleshing it out a little bit, right? So there you go. Let's see what Fudo has to say. "I was sent to losers pretty early, but I managed to get through. I'm going to have fun with the rest of the tournament." Okay, okay.
I love that. I love that. You can't see the giant smile on my face hearing James read that, but honestly, this is exactly what it's about, right? Having fun with your run. You got to do it, man. Fudo, again, the veteran that he is, has been showing up to a multitude of events and doing so well at each and every one of them. There was a year where he was reigning terror on every single competitor in the Capcom Pro Tour, and that was, again, that is something I would love to see from Fudo again. But
yeah, and this is going to be a tricky one here now. And I mean this for Crusher because, as you said, he's a birdie player, right? But he's going up against Fudo, who has a lot of birdie experience. You remember, I think it was the first or second Evo Japan. No, it was the second Evo Japan that I believe Fudo got second place, and he did it largely through using birdie, if I'm not mistaken. And so he definitely knows this character very well. So I'm curious that, you know, what that means to Fudo. Which character is he going to go with to counter for birdie? And I just saw a glimpse of it, and it looks like he's going with the poison.
Excellent choice. Yeah. You know, you already see it right off the bat, but for those of you that are unfamiliar with this matchup, there's something called Poison's Whip. Just, does a great job of keeping a lot of players away, and not even just the normals on that whip, but her special moves with the Harley.
I mean, look, Birdie's got a chain, right? I mean, it's kind of even, right?
Nah, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but yep, you can see here Fudo going with Poison, or as Tachikawa calls her, Ryu. And now Crusher's going to get in, however. Going to build some of that V meter. Oh, actually, no, he's going with V skill too.
Big bubble gum chewer, trying to get the floor stinky.
There we go. Gets the crush counter, the corner.
Don't get command grab.
Oh, the back dash to get out of there. Going to be a lot of damage. No, not the critical art right there. Going to save the meter a little bit.
Oh, you're dead. I lied. The Molotov was still airborne.
Yep. Still had to deal with that. Oh, Juicy walk all the way up and then get that light kick. But one hit. Oh,
jeez, did it again.
Fudo is not touching buttons.
Did not. Oh, he's looking for the whiff punish.
Yeah.
Crusher definitely knows the range.
We gotta watch out. That critical art is on deck.
Oh, God, dude. If he walks up and command grabs the next time, I'm going to jump out of my seat.
But that's the problem. It's like, Crusher, does he want to try to do that or just keep trying to poke?
Oh, my God, the reactions using the armor. Crusher, as soon as he saw the Love Me Tender, immediately went to the bullhorn.
It's like he saw the flash and was like, you have to be doing something. Armor. Let's go. So there you go. Crusher with round number 1.
What a way to spend that bar into the next round. I love it, absolutely. Fudo still ready with the anti-air, unfazed.
Nice. Firm, and here we go, the corner position. Oh, but just a raw jump by Crusher is going to get him out of that corner. There you see that V-shift right there, countering both options, and Crusher didn't have the punish ready to go. Ooh. Again, just walking up with that light kick. How does a character like Birdie get to walk up on Poison so often in the light kick range? That's how much you know Crusher is understanding how intimidating he is. Oh no. But now, yeah, you're going to block. You're going to have no health left. You're taking all that gray health. Ooh, just raw. No,
Oh, he was just
did it.
within
He
range.
tried. Oh.
He just needed like a half step more to be within range. Crusher would have had that command grab and it would have been so dangerous. Ooh, okay. Still got the tail end of that EX bullhead.
Yeah, he'll take that. Oh, let's just do it again, just like that. That's the meta.
There it is.
That's the meta RD right there. Just EX bolt. Oh, again. Ooh, backdashing in the corner.
Excellent call out there from Fudo. Crusher, again, very, very insistent on getting these command grabs on Fudo, thinking that he has him cornered or at least on a defensive mentality.
Right.
That's definitely not the case.
And again, you know, that's a lot at the highest level here for all these players. This is where Street Fighter V, you know, comes down to is just reading what your opponent wants to do. And Fudo getting 2 backdashes against the throws in the corner is crazy.
And now we're seeing Crusher with full V trigger. You got to be thinking, as Crusher, how am I going to let this rip? Okay.
Well, just wait until Fudo
There's
jumps.
the activation. And Fudo opting to sit down for a little bit, finds the opportunity to backdash and reset the momentum in his favor.
The interesting thing to me is we really...
Oh, no!
That is going to be a super... Is this going to kill? Is this going to kill, Jeremy?
I'm pretty sure it's going to kill James. I'm pretty sure it's
You
going to kill
are
James.
correct. You are correct. You will do your best.
I will do my best each and every match from top 16 all the way to the grand finals of top 8 happening tomorrow.
Ooh, okay, there we go. Crusher taking game number 1 over Fudo.
Yeah. Trying to bullhead his way to the next door each and every round as we progress. Doing a great job. Again, taking down the threat of those normals just by walking up as much as he could.
One of the interesting things to me, though, is we really haven't seen much of that V-Skill 2 usage from Crusher. You know, he's got it. I was thinking if he had lost, if he was going to try to switch over maybe to it. But here we go. Let's see if he actually gets any play out of this. Fudo now keeping the pressure going. Wasn't a counter hit on that meaty. Oh, nice. The armor to get through there. Crush counter. Cross up. Yep, wants to get her to the corner. And that V-shift, you know, even though it wasn't punished, it helps Crusher get Fudo to the corner.
I do have to admit, oh, wait. Okay, that would have been dangerous. Crusher has been throwing off the timing of Fudo with these walk-ups and these slight delays, but Fudo now unfazed. Oh, I say that. Still eats the armor on the bullhead.
Okay, yeah, get off of me. Use that V reversal. Get off of me, and the crouching heavy punch gonna take that round. And again, we've seen the evolution of this neutral game. We've seen Crusher walk up with that light kick so many times. And now Crusher's trying to switch it to the command throw, but Fudo has been able to read that. Here we go.
Oh, no!
With the bubble behind me to keep me safe. Activation. Oh, nice.
Oh, double heals.
So nice having that anti-air be a quarter circle forward. You can get that while walking backwards a little bit easier. Ooh.
Oh, with a giant anti-air with the crouch heavy punch. Oh, he got a little greedy on that one.
Okay. How much damage is he going to try to do? No meter spent yet.
Okay.
Fudo now is within chip range, but Crusher hasn't spent. Here we go, activation.
Spending it.
Chip.
Oh, you thought
doesn't
you were
need
going to
it.
let Fudo sit there and take your command grab or your normals? Nah, Fudo was 100% ready with that medium kick.
Yeah, Fudo has, I mean, even though Crusher took the first game, Fudo's read on whether or not Crusher's going to try to come in for command throw or maybe the light kick has been on point. And again, like I said, at this level of Street Fighter V, it's just understanding what your opponent wants to do and where their mindset is going with that. And Fudo is having the excellent reads for that.
I will give Crusher a lot of credit in throwing Fudo off on defense with these abnormal patterns of his walking forward, throwing in the light kicks, and some of these throws as well. But Fudo has been adapting to the timing, just the rhythm that Crusher wants to play on.
See, there you go. Crusher using that chain. I told you he's got that range as well, right? Come on.
That's true. That's fair. Just can't be using it as liberally as a whip from Poison.
Oh, nice. Using that armor there. He's done that one time before. Went for the throw, but nice tech that time from Crusher. Oh, just doesn't want to give you the frame advantage. I'm just going to push you back off.
And this is such a tough situation for Crusher. Letting that trigger wind down as Fudo is so ready to just sit here, back up, throw out normals, medium kick mostly.
3 times in a row now, Fudo blocked when Crusher walked into range. Again, he has not had that much success on the command throw. Oh, finally! Here we go. That's huge damage.
Do it again. Oh, you thought he was going to do it again, and so did I.
Oh, he's still alive, and Fudo can... Oh, that's it. And he doesn't need to spend a single bar to take that.
How did Fudo know? How did he know that Crusher was going to be hesitant to throw out that command grab?
Fudo now at match point. Again, the anti-air with the light kick version.
Shocking heel.
And now, okay.
Oh yeah, you thought you were going to punish my sweep? No, I'm within range to whiff punish you and your attempts.
Nice, he catches that jump.
Shocking heel again, back to the corner now with the back throw from Fudo. Full critical art on deck.
Yes, a lot of damage on deck, and she's almost got that V-Trigger 2 built up as well. Look at this gray health and chip damage he's taking. He definitely, oh, here we go. Time for Crusher.
That's a command grab.
Wake up buttons.
I like that a lot. Oh boy.
One hit from Fudo. He can take it with the critical art.
What is Crusher looking for in this situation?
I'm not sure. But he's getting worn down little by little. Look at this, 3 hits now. And now he's going to be toasting.
He doesn't have V-reversal to get himself out of that one. That was going to be a checkmate scenario, whether he wanted it or not. Honestly, Fudo did a fantastic job of conserving all of the resources he had. Using that Molotov at that precise moment and be like, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to dwindle down your health because you're not trying to force it upon me. So.
And then at that point in time, like I said, if he didn't get hit by that and blocked it, probably would have been canceled into a whip swing into super, and it probably would have been it. So it was kind of a checkmate situation there for Fudo. And there you go. So after going down the first game, Fudo taking the next 2, and he'll be the last of our round 1 players on the loser side to advance to round 2. But you could see the setup here. I mean, look at this. Tachikawa, Daigo, Itabashi, Zangief going up against Bono, Momochi going up against Mizuha, and Storm Kubo against Fudo. And each of those matches will be getting to top 8 that we will all be able to sit down and watch tomorrow here on CPT again.
But we still got plenty more to go. You see it right before your very eyes. Round 2, Tachikawa and Daigo Umehara.
Daigo, man, like I said, a lot of people saying he probably had the potential to be a CPT champion last year. You know, obviously with the state of the world, we didn't have that opportunity, right? But you know, Daigo, it's not going to affect him. Look, this guy knows he knows how to win. He's just going to be like, that's fine. I'll just win the next year. And, you know, he'll just come in here calm as a cucumber and try to take this tournament here and qualify himself into CPT again. He did it in the first Japan CPT last year. He's going to try to do it again.
I mean, personally, I want to see him do so from where he's at currently in the tournament. Again, rocking from the loser's side. I don't recall when exactly he was placed into losers. We were talking about it before the show even went live. We were talking about who actually sent Daigo into losers. The name kind of escapes us at the moment, but the fact of the matter is, Daigo is already running through the gauntlet. Like, he's already been sent there super early and has been consistently taking down name after name after name and is looking to continue doing so. But Tachikawa, again, rocking Poison. Maybe Ryu for this matchup, although I think Poison's going to be just fine.
I mean, one of the things that always, you know, is amazing about Daigo, again, we talked about how much he's just training online all the time and everything like that. He's showing the world his practice, what his strategies are, and then he's like, that's fine. If I show you everything and I can still beat you, that's how I know I'm the best.
Yeah.
So let's see if he can do this. Let's see. We've got the match coming up here. I think the match is ready to go. It's going to be Daigo Umehara versus Tachikawa.
Here we go again. It's going to be Guile versus Poison, which is what you probably can expect from Tachikawa. No more fake Ryu.
I was about to say, unless he says I'm going to use Ryu against you. Although I will say, you know, I haven't seen a lot of it yet, but I would love to see how this Ryu goes up against Guile, because honestly, Guile versus Ryu. Let me talk to you about that being one of the most marquee matchups in Street Fighter history. Through hyper fighting, through Super Turbo, through so many versions, it has been like the Street Fighter match. Like, I use that matchup to teach fighting games because it's so iconic of a match and it's so spacing dependent. But
yeah, and I love the fact that you actually talk about how much space is really needed to really consider what fireballs you want to throw out at what time, right? You kind of actually, you talked about it with Guile specifically, right? Although we might not see Guile versus Ryu, you could still talk about how important it is for Guile to throw out certain sonic booms in certain areas of the stage so that he's at an advantage to react with, or get enough charge with a flash kick, or even react with an anti-air normal, right? All of that really matters where Guile's at on the stage to throw out some of these projectiles, right?
Right.
The same can be said with Poison, right? You got to really consider when you would want to throw out something like a heart raid, something like a crouching heavy punch as well to check the lows on an opponent if they're trying to move forward. There's so many things to consider, all within the aspect of spacing.
Right, and you know, one of the key things it's going to be, you see this strategy from a lot of Poison players. They like to trade with projectiles with the whip, right? With the regular heart rate, right? So, you know, even though Guile recovers really fast after the sonic boom, you know, it's not that easy just to chase after it and stuff like that. So I'm curious if that's what he's going to go with. EX Love Me Tender, I think, can actually get over and punish the sonic booms.
Correct.
So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see if that is where Tachikawa decides to go. So, God, it's going to be. I'm actually already kind of like, who's he going to pick?
I am too, honestly, from both sides. I mean, Daigo is definitely the cat to kind of figure out what's going on in the bracket, his route, and who he has to play off against. But again, as we say, you know Scare, I know Scare. I'm sticking with Guile no matter what.
And you know what? I still would love to see Daigo bust out a surprise Honda album.
I would love that as well.
It would be so cool. But there you go. Already a start. We talked about that. The Love Me Tender trying to get over the sonic boom, and now the Heart Rage trying to trade. But Daigo, yeah, look at that. He stopped. As soon as Tachikawa got the window to trade with the sonic boom, he stopped throwing them. It's just the awareness of the spacing and the timing.
Yeah. There's something about the pace that Daigo throws sonic booms at that's really intimidating. And Tachikawa, again, getting this opening now and forcing Daigo to the corner. If you let him out, it's going to be another tough hill to climb, despite him being in the corner.
There it is. Got out. All right there. But, you know, you had talked. Oh, nice block. Good reaction. Oh, V-Skill 2. Getting in there. You know, you talked about Daigo and his fireball timing. I mean, honestly, Daigo, probably, in my opinion, the second greatest fireball thrower maybe I've ever seen in Street Fighter.
Oh, he chucks him. He definitely chucks him.
Number one, of course, being Mr. John Choi. I'm never going to deny that. Oh, look at this. The combo into the critical art. Nice confirm. Tachikawa's going to take. Oof.
That's the time you didn't ask, James? I was waiting. That was the one time you didn't ask.
And now Chip. Oh, no. Oh, he missed the jump timing.
Oh, my God.
He just did
He
it.
still gets to keep 2 bars into round 2 off of the risk. What?
I thought that round, I swore that round was Tachikawa's. I didn't even ask the question. I didn't even ask.
The one time, James. The one time. To be honest, I thought it was over too. I'm not gonna lie.
So you're fortunate I didn't ask.
I would have said yes.
Oh man. Oh man.
With the amount of scaling, I felt like there was just not enough life. But you know,
you have to admit though, you have to be impressed at my streak here.
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh man.
Ooh, the whip punish
with offensive crouch heavy kick into super.
You reacted to a whiffed heavy punch from Poison. You're hitting the whip. You kicked her whip so hard that it launched the character airborne, just enough for you to get the critical art off the flash kick. What?
Sometimes you just watch Daigo and then he does something and you want to like give some analysis or say something hype, but then sometimes you're just like, Daigo, man. It's Daigo.
That's how it be, man. He's ready for the whiff punishes. He's literally doing this in the lab, right? Every single day outside of 20.
He was close to stun and he started throwing sonic booms. He wasn't scared about that trade.
Nope, not one bit. Not one bit.
What?
The low profile?
And he gets the hit confirmed. Oh, nice. I like that decision by Tachikawa. Get him out of there. Beautiful heart rate.
Oh, you thought you had it against Daigo. You tried to backdash. Oh, no.
He had plus frames and Daigo through at minus frames. Oh,
That was cool.
oh, what? He knows he's not going for the up whip. He's just jumping
Oh,
in.
no. Those are military-grade boots.
Oh.
Okay. All right, but those are stilettos.
Okay, all right. Tachikawa taking this round. Very scary right there. Daigo with almost a comeback, and here we go. Tachikawa's going to start off big here. Look at this. Already 1/4 of your life down. 2/5 down.
All right. Gets the heart rate again. Trying to test out when Daigo wants to throw out those sonic booms. And he finds a way to do so. Big crush counter, forcing Tachikawa away for a little bit.
All right. Oh, he's going to get the jump. Yeah. Big damage there. And more importantly, the knockdown and pushing towards the corner. Nice. Yep. That is definitely one of the tools now that you can use. A system mechanic that kind of nerfed Guile a little bit. But again.
But does it really matter?
I mean, you get the knockdown, but you don't get any pressure off of it.
He did it again, James. Anti-air sweep.
And again, you know, that's the important thing about that V-shift V-break. And again, shout outs to the balance team there. When you do get the hit, if you back roll, the opponent gets no Oki. None of it. You know Okazeme, so they can't really do anything about that. So, you know, he already had Tachikawa in the corner, so he gets hit by a V-break, he gets put into the middle of the screen, whatever, you know? He's like, fine, that's fine.
He'll totally take that.
And you spent the meter on that as well.
That just means more reach is taken away. That's 3 for 3, man.
I mean, the only way Tachikawa can block that, because, I mean, as soon as he does a button in the air, he loses trip guard, right? So he's going to land into that button. So the only way...
Yeah, I was going to say, he had to change the different kind of normal, like, coming into it. Oh, no.
Not enough to kill, but Daigo now, one chunk away from sending Tachikawa out of this tournament. That was neat activation right there, but that was Street Fighter 2 World Warrior strategies, right? That is the classic. Throw the sonic boom jump kick out of the air like that. I know, so they used to do it with jumping heavy kick, but they swapped the animations, and now it's jumping medium kick, and that was, I mean, I had flashbacks of World Warrior seeing that. Oh man, that was so good.
No, that was really well done, just forcing that kind of air against Tachikawa, because again, he couldn't take any more on the ground, right? There was just like, it was that moment, it's Tachikawa's guessing, it's like, okay, maybe I gotta try to guess for game here.
Yeah.
But, you know, we were talking about that spacing earlier, how spacing dependent Guile is when it comes to throwing out those sonic booms to apply pressure or get ready for a defensive maneuver when it comes to like anti-air or air-to-air.
Right. So. And, you know, it's crazy because when you watch a match like that, you know, obviously it's just, you want to be as, you know, unbiased as possible, but it's just hard to not gush about Daigo sometimes when you watch a match like that and when you see him play that way, and just the decision making that he makes. It's like I said, it's just, you know, as players ourselves, you watch that, and when they make the decisions that you would have never made, and it just pays off in spades like that, it's just back to back, time and time again. It's just like, it's just mind blowing.
Well, don't feel too bad about that, because in the pre-show, Rob TV was pretty much doing the same exact thing, praising Daigo for about 30 or so minutes with his predictions. So, I mean, don't feel too bad about that.
Yeah.
But it is going to be Daigo moving on into top 8.
Yep, so we're going to see him tomorrow. So he's done for the day. You can see him right there, chilling over there, you know, the favorite of. And remember, we got to make sure we add the Hollywood Rob TV.
Hollywood.
There you go. And Itazan and Bono coming up next. And Itazan, of course, second place to Gachikun at CPT formerly. So, you know, he's sitting here trying to work his way back into that position again to try to become a CPT champion. And he's got to go through Bono first.
Absolutely. But in the meantime, we are going to get ourselves ready for another break. You do not want to miss the rest of this top 16 losers action. When we return, we'll continue with more Street Fighter V. And we're back to figure out who is going to fill in the rest of the top 8 from the loser's side. Vicious here with James Chen. We just experienced Daigo Umehara taking another player off the bracket with Tachikawa, right? We did see Daigo establish himself into the top 8, but we still have plenty more to go through with the rest of the tournament for Japan qualifier number 1, by the way, just the first of the many qualifiers we have for the Capcom Pro Tour of 2021. I'm absolutely excited that we're back. It's been too long since February.
It feels weird to see another human being.
It really is. We talk about this all the time during breaks in between. I'm like, are you real? Are you real? Even if you weren't, this bracket is absolutely real. So stacked.
3 more matches to close out today. Again, don't forget, top 8 will be tomorrow. Make sure you follow along. Follow Capcom Fighters here on Twitch so you know when that goes live, especially with the pre-show as well. But you can see 3 more matches, so 3 more players to make it into the top 8. Is it going to be Itabashi, Zangief, or Bono? Or is it going to be, Momochi or Mizuha? Or is it going to be Storm, Kubo, and or Fudo? I was really swapping and mixing up my ands and ors there. So.
Hey, it all works out, honestly. I'm actually very excited to see this next matchup right now. Momochi Mizuha, right?
Mm-hmm,
so, again, Momochi is one of those players that have been nose to the grindstone day in, day out. Just like his work ethic is probably the best that we've seen in the fighting game community, alongside someone like Daigo, because a lot of people talk about Daigo in his videos about his grinding and how much he's been working on his reactions on certain players. Momochi is doing the exact same thing, by the way, with a multitude of characters.
Yeah, and that's one of the best things is he plays everybody. He plays the whole roster, but of course he is sticking with Ryu right now. And interestingly enough, we really didn't get to see much of that Ryu because I hate to use the word, but I feel like he was kind of dismantled by Tokido in the winners bracket earlier in the day. So I'm really excited to see if we can get to see a little bit more of that Momochi Ryu here. Of course. Oh, actually, no. I think the next matchup coming up might be Itazan and Bono, right?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Sorry. See, we're already getting ahead of ourselves. It's late. I'm going to blame it on that. But Bono versus Itabashi Zangief.
It's 3 a.m. here. It's super early.
Yeah, I have no excuses. I tried to save myself, but James, the bus driver. But I'm kidding. So it's going to be, this is the matchup we actually also kind of touched up on as soon as Bono went into the next round, right? As soon as he defeated Fuzenken, it's going to be Laura versus either Zangief or Abigail.
Yeah.
That's already a tall order.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what we're going to see out of Itazan. Itazan, of course, started with Zangief in the winner's side and then switched it up to Abigail. Let's see what he decides to go with this time. I mean, he ran into that Cody from Takeuchi. Let's see how he's going to be able to fare against Laura. I know a lot of Laura players, are kind of uncomfortable fighting Zangief sometimes because, you kind of want to get up close and mix up, but then that's kind of what Zangief wants as well.
Sure.
And then once you knock Laura down, she doesn't really have the best. I mean, she's got armor, but that doesn't do anything to an SPD.
It does not. It really doesn't. And if they were anticipating and they block it, you're going to eat an SPD, right? So it's very interesting to see. I want to know what the neutral is going to be like between both of these individuals. I want to know what's going to be just the strategy overall for Bono more so than Itabashi Zangief, because we know about what he can do on offense, and we know what happens once he knocks you down. I want to see more on the side of Bono what he has in store for Itabashi Zangief.
Yeah. So we're probably going to get into that match pretty soon, but again, Itazan, as I said, got so close to the CPT champion before, and yeah, there you go, going with the Zangief as I kind of expected him to. So there we go. Bono going with the Laura also as expected.
Fight.
Look at this, rank 132, rank 396. Oh yeah, and he's gonna get, of course, if you land that jumping medium kick like that, you're guaranteed to get the standing light kick into the good lariat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boom. Okay, here goes Laura. Nice.
Oh, backing away just right before the flex, actually. Thunderclap. Yeah, that's going to be lasting forever. He was following it down, but here comes... That's not bad for Bono at all. That's pretty good. We'll take that.
Out of there. Oh, wow. I'm not sure what Itabashi... He just got hit by it to get out of the way. Maybe he went into the air to get hit by it or something. He did the knee into the EX Thunderclap. I'm not sure what he was trying to go for at all.
And then even after that, Bono checked with the crouching light kick. Oh boy.
Here comes Mix-Up City.
Do it again! You got a meaty scenario after this.
Dash plus, yep.
Sit down!
Where you going?
You're dead!
Where are you going?
Oh, well,
Okay.
you're like a touch and a half.
Right. All right. I'm going to be able to keep the pressure a little bit.
That entire sequence had Itabashi's name all over.
But we know what Laura can do. We've seen crazier things from Idom.
Oh,
he crouched, so that's going to be a combo.
Oh my god, do it again!
Okay, yeah, V reversal to get out of there. Look at that. Itabashi's already lost 2/3 of his health.
That's while in trigger, too. Oh, boy. Oh! Are you okay, James? Sounds like you fell a little bit. Oh,
he
boy.
went for the sweep. And nice punish with that crouching light punch from Zangief. Good range on there. Itabashi was definitely worried there. Even he had that big lead. He was oh, that's going to be, yep.
Coming in.
2 absorbing, yep. Oh! No! Where are you going?
Oh,
I already have the tech. I have the tech. You can't escape.
You thought it was over?
All right.
It's only starting. Oh, my.
Oh, no, that back dash to escape the throw. One more mix-up. He's not going to be able to get anything going. That was the light SPD, so no mix-ups there. Here's the chance now. Oh, the lariat, the projectile invulnerability to go right through at the end and punish. He knew he was close enough that he could get the hit. Itabashi. Wow.
That was cool. That was very cool. I'm not going to lie. That was... well done on anticipating the V-shift. Well, I mean, it's not like he was really anticipating the V-shift. He knew that it was an option.
Right.
So, again, he understands what goes along with it if he decides to go for that knee drop afterwards, right?
I'm just going to say, that was gross.
It was.
That was disgusting.
Pretty nasty.
Gets rid of one hit. Ooh. Oh, here we go.
Did he try to hug the fireball?
Using the true grappler.
Oh, I like that trade.
Oh,
man,
no, this
Bono
time,
was
okay.
not stopped.
Yeah.
I understand he's at the train station, but sometimes you gotta pump the brakes. Ugh.
Looks like Bono is all aboard right now. Uh-oh, that's gonna hit, and he went for the reset instead of the guaranteed launch. Oh, what is happening? He got the counter hit confirmed. Is he gonna go for the EX? No, yeah, he is. Okay, here we go. Mix up time.
Don't get SPD. Oh, he did it! He did not get
Yeah,
SPD.
he didn't get
Congrats! You get a regular throw. Nice work, Itabashi Zangief.
And that's really smart because at that point in time, the life was low enough that, if he had gotten away from the regular throw, he would have been able to recover and either lariat out of the air or maybe try to light SPD the backdash or something. It was just a nice decision, and that is one of the things that Itabashi is known for.
And again, I really enjoy these sequences from Bono, but once Itabashi gets started, it's a whole different story.
Heavy SPD. I like the lack of quick rise right there to try to throw off the timing, but not
Oh,
good enough.
you're in Russian territory now. You're about to get stunned for game.
Oh, he wakes up with
Wake up, command grab!
Let's go. Okay,
That
yeah,
was
push him out. Push him out.
Whoo-wee!
Oh, trade, and that got rid of the fireball. That's important.
Oh,
negative.
Oh, man, it was an impressive run, but it's only a matter of time until Itabashi closes the gap.
And I can just imagine half of the chat right now being angry and half the chat. There's been a lot of anti-grappler talk in the FGC recently, and you know what? I mean, I am definitely pro-grappler. Let's go, Zangief. Let's do this.
I'm going to keep myself socially distanced from all the grapplers that I know. No, honestly, I mean, to each their own, man. I'm neutral party. I'm neutral party. I'm just a fan. That's all I am. But honestly, no, back to the matter at hand. Again, Itabashi making the most, getting the most mileage when it comes to being in that grappler mentality and knowing what to do once he gets you in his realm and not letting your opponent escape. He had such amazing reads throughout the entirety of it, right? Being able to get those back-to-back EX SPDs. You know how many sequences in your mind you have to go through to be like, you think he's going to do it again? No,
I mean,
don't think so.
It's crazy because like when you watch Itazan play this, and this is just something he's been doing his whole entire fighting game career, is being able to make these right decisions. When I let's say I'm just sitting down labbing all of Zangief's post SPD options, it always feels like here's my 3 options that I have, and then you watch Itazan and he's got okay, this branch over here, this is gonna do over there. It's the meme with all the math equations.
See, that's the thing. I feel like it's not even like that with Itazan. He's like, I'm gonna have fun and just pick this one every time. He's playing rock, paper, scissors and chooses rock every time. Every now and then he'll be like, paper. And then back to rock.
Good old reliable rock.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I mean when it comes to Itabashi Zangief. Of course, it's way more complex than that,
Right.
but honestly, if I ever get an interview with that man, I'm gonna ask him hey man, what are your thought processes after what post XPD or post EXSPDs?
He's just gonna be like, I throw rock.
I just want to throw them.
But unfortunately, that means Bono is out of that tournament. It's always cool to see some of the players that we don't get to see as often, like Bono and Fuzinken. Unfortunately, both of them out of the tournament here, but that means Itabashi's reward is to go up against Daigo. That'll be tomorrow again. Remember, that's going to be a crazy top 8 match. Oh, it's going to be a crazy top 8 match. That's all I can say about that. But, here on the loser side, we're going to keep going forth here. We've got Momochi and Mizuha coming up next. And like I said, really interested to see if we can see a little bit more of Momochi and showcasing the power that Ryu possesses this season right now. I mean, Capcom put out the patch notes. This guy's patch notes was like a page and a half or something.
It was. I still have the PDF saved on my phone, and when I look at it, I'm like, man, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice chunk of changes you got there, Ryu.
At one point in time, I was like, let me look at all of Ryu's changes. I'll look at this later.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, but definitely a strong character now. So I'm really curious to see if we're going to be able to see that a little bit more from Momochi. But obviously his opponent,
Mizuha using Colleen, very impressive through and through.
Yeah, he's not. But again, it's another one of those situations. That's a character that Momochi uses a lot of, right? So he's going to have that character knowledge there. Sometimes the character knowledge comes back to bite you. Like, why would you do that? I would never do something like that. With different philosophies and such. But I don't think that's really going to be a problem for Momochi.
I don't think so either. Yeah, at top level, I feel like Momochi is ready for any sort of obscure strategies you present at him, just because of his fond understanding of the character through and through, right? He understands the possibilities of certain spaces that Colleen can do, throwing out these normals, or even like what Colleen can do off of Oki or setups. It's like he's not going to be too thrown off. And even if he does, I feel like he's one to really adapt to it regardless of whether or not he gets hit, because he is a stone-faced killer in the likes of like Tokido as well. You see this man play. There's been so many memes back in the day also in like 4. Remember like the Mark Teddy moment and Momochi on the Evo stage. He's just like, oh, I'm going to win. He's like, no, you're not. He's always got that look. He's always ready for whatever option comes his way.
And the best thing about it too is like Momochi, just recently there was the one stream that they were doing in Japan where they were trying to get 3 11-game win streaks with 11. And within 24 hours, and they were like trading off, and they got to 10 wins, I believe, the 3rd time. They got to 10 wins, and their last opponent was Momochi. And Momochi beat them, and when he beat them, like you could see it on his stream, like he popped off, like he was laughing. He knew,
I saw that.
Yeah, he knew what he did. So like we all think of Momochi being stoic. No, actually,
it's different, man. It's different in the tournament environment. But when that man pops off, he's animated. He's like, yes. Like it's very, very delightful to see.
He was so happy to ruin their goal.
Bless his heart. Honestly, Momochi easily another one of the favorites that we love seeing throughout the entirety of CPT in general.
We've got ourselves what is that, Jin Ryu?
Yep.
But we lost a lot of that Jin.
Hey man, it's summertime in Metro City.
Well, you know what? I mean, you know how much ice you're going to have to deal with here, right?
Man.
So
Without a doubt. Get your drinks ready.
All right. Oh, yeah, but at a range that makes that safe. Oh, not that time.
Not that one, yeah. not ready for the V-shift
Ooh,
possibility.
there we
but
go.
the V-skill 2.
Yep, and the Ryu, one of the characters that has, I believe, two-bar V trigger.
Ooh, and the stun, the amount of stun that racked up. Are you kidding me?
Uppercut. Oh no, he's gonna go for the fireball. Yep.
While in V-trigger, you do not lose any of your bar while you are throwing out fireball, uppercut. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Right.
You're still getting smacked down. Oh, James! You love to see it. I love seeing that get sniped down. I love seeing that get whiff punished.
I even tried to Tatsu his way forward so that that hail wasn't gonna hit him. There we go.
And you can duck that now. The snipe from further out. Yeah.
Oh, just a heavy punch. He just punched against Colleen, and we have talked about how good her normals are. There's the confirm into the sweep. Mizuha, go, nicely done. Gets in there, mix-up time. Oh, uses the V-shift. And then the empty jump into the crouching medium kick. The empty jump into the button. Such a powerful tool. Ooh. Because you know players want to see your empty jump and then walk up and poke you when you land. So you just empty jump and hit a button on your way down. You know who was really good at doing that? Mike Ross back in Street Fighter 4 with his Honda. He would jump into low jab hands like every time, and he hit so many people with that.
And then when you least expect it, big old roundhouse from the air.
Yep.
Oh, what? Solar plexus.
Did you touch a button? I'm going to. Oof. Okay, actually, here we go. This the counter right there with the.
Oh no! Yeah, he was trying to get the sweep into activation,
right, but he was
just
too
mistimed
far.
it.
He was too far. You get the first hit. There we go. That's going to be the activation. Gets the knockdown. Wow, he did quick rise. Normally, usually try to stay on the ground. And look at this. Mizuha now using that V trigger.
Oh, this is huge for Momochi, getting that release from that tech. Oh, activation route from the V skill 2, forcing his way in. Oh, spent the bar. Not too bad.
Okay. Mizuha gets the throw, back throw, tries to shimmy, but you see Momochi, he's like, you know what? I'm going to lose if I get hit, so I'm just going to block. Go ahead, throw me. Oh, he had the hard read. Mizuha went with the hard read, and it looked like Momochi, what, did he just dash up?
He dashed up in his face. That's what I was exclaiming for.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, you're going to just dash up to this man.
Oh, what do you mean? And Mizuha's probably like, really? That's what you did?
And we were talking about this earlier, right? We were saying Mizuha might throw off Momochi, but Momochi's been doing the one confusing Mizuha. I'm at a loss for words.
Oh, nice chase down off of that V-shift. Here we go. You can see a lot of weaknesses to that mechanic. So, again, I like the way that mechanic was constructed. A lot of power and a lot of ways to take advantage of it.
I like this from Momochi. Does have 2 bars fully stocked. I'm going to make that last critical art happen soon.
Oh, no.
Any hit confirm might actually go into critical art for Momochi.
Yeah.
Mizuha has to be very careful here.
Mizuha has him, he has the V-trigger himself, gets the throw close to kill. There it is. The classic right there. Throw, dash up into tick throw.
Yeah, a very tough situation. Momochi had to pretty much guess at that point for that last sequence. I love how frustrated Ryu gets up the whiff throw.
And I like that Momochi with the awareness to trade with the sweep to get the knockdown. So even though he gets hit by the hail, no way to have that take advantage of. Oh, here we go. Jab activate.
What a smart decision from Mizuha too.
Oh, he got away. Chase got the backdash.
It's not over yet.
Didn't have the meter. Didn't have any more meter. Oh, nice. Out of there. Punch. Yeah. Gets the knockdown. That's really smart. Kind of putting Mizuha on his back foot, but no!
Too far.
Oh, nice V-shift again to get away from the hit or throw mix-up. And Mizuha didn't have the punish ready. And there we go. Momochi into the top 8 to join Itazan and Daigo in the top 8.
That's right. Now he pretty much has to just wait and face off against the rest of the Titans later on at a later date, which is tomorrow. But man, what an impressive back and forth. I want to say more so from Mizuha, despite getting eliminated just now. I feel like there were certain times where he kind of threw off Momochi, but Momochi being the player that he is was able to adapt in such a quick fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. But, man, this loser side of the top 8 is a disgusting bracket right now.
Oh, we're not even done. We still have another game to go. As a matter of
man.
fact, I do believe we have the bracket ready just to kind of give you guys a glimpse of what you can expect for tomorrow. We still have one more game to play. It's going to be Storm Kubo going up against Fudo, and the winner of that has to face off against Momochi.
This top 8, this is the loser side of top 8.
It's amazing, James.
It's disgusting.
It's amazing.
CPT is intense.
It's intense. However intense it is, I will still try my best.
I think that's got to be the motto for this year.
That
CPT
should be
is
that
intense.
should be the quote. Is CPT is intense.
I'm just gonna say that all year long.
I'm down. I'm super down for that.
Oh man. All right, but before we get to this final match, we're going to take one last break. But when we come back, the final player to make the top 8, to find out who's going to be playing on Sunday, don't go anywhere. And it's just one more match to find out who's going to be playing tomorrow in Sunday's top 8. Of course, that's going to be amazing, but we've got this one last match to find out who's going to make it in there. It's either going to be Storm Kubo or Fudo. Again, either one of these players obviously deserving of that spot, but this is going to be the match that's going to close out today. Make sure you follow twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters so you know when this goes live, but it'll be the same time that we did everything today. So, yeah, just you're going to want to tune in tomorrow. Stay up, sleep in tonight, so you can make sure you can stay up a little bit tomorrow.
It's the weekend, baby. You absolutely have to check out the next day. Top 8 is something you do not want to miss. As you can see here, Saturday and Sunday. Also, we kick things off with that pre-show right at midnight Pacific domestic time. 12:30, I should say. Not at midnight, but, you know, a little bit after, you know, DGen time. But, again, big shout out to everybody involved, kicking things off with the Capcom Pro Tour for this year, as well as those that are kicking off the pre-show. Rob TV, Brian F, absolutely killing it, but not without credit to their predecessors before them.
Oh, yeah.
F-Word, Jammers, Logan, Sama, those guys over in the UK. The brothers are killing it all the time, right? So it's not, again, we're very excited to see them come into play further down the line in the future.
Right, laid the groundwork down for
and they killed it. The pre-show
Yeah.
with them was phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So shout outs to the boys in the UK
Yes, sir.
out there. So, but now we're gonna go
Mark and Rich.
back to the boys in Japan right now. It's gonna be one last match of Storm Kubo versus Fudo. Who's gonna be the final player in the top 8 losers side of the bracket?
Insane. Actually insane. So it's going to be Storm Kubo going up against Fudo. And just to kind of remind you guys how they got there, Storm Kubo had to face off against Kawano Colleen, right? That was something that was kind of tough to call. We saw Storm Kubo kind of struggle just a little bit with Abigail. I think that was it was 2-1, actually. Storm Kubo started off strong with the first game against Kawano. Kawano made it back with that Colleen a lot more offensive than before.
Right.
And we might have kind of thought, you know, would Storm Kubo hit that Dan, the pocket Dan, for this match being in the winners? But we haven't seen it yet. So just to kind of lay the groundwork as to how Storm Kubo got here. Fudo, on the other hand, he pretty much came through from losers bracket.
He said in his quote that he got sent to losers pretty early and had to fight his way back here, and he said, you know what, I'm just gonna have some fun.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. So a lot less stress. Oh boy, you can see it. That's what I'm talking about. James popping off. Let's go. We got the Dan pick. Let me see these infinites.
The new and improved Dan Hibiki. Let's go. Storm Kubo bringing in.
I love it. I love it already. Using V-Skill 2, by the way, being able to cancel your normals into another normals in quick succession.
Yeah, and it's tough, too, because you ever mess up and you just raw taunt, you're punishable. So it requires a lot of consistent execution. And, of course, he's got the infinite in this version here. So if he hits you just... Oh, did we get... Oh, okay.
Oh, not yet.
Okay. Not quite yet.
I'm loving this. Yeah, so you mistimed it.
And your counter hit stayed the entire time, so that's why that sweep was a quick.
Ooh, Spartan kicked through the chest.
The boot.
I love that. Busting down the doors.
Are Psycho.
I love it. I love it. The 500 students he gets after beating his story mode.
Yeah, that light Dan Kukak right there. Oh, chase down. Oh, he missed it, but too far.
Oh, that could have been a big punish for Storm Kubo, but Fudo getting away with it. That was looking as aggressive as ever. Very trademark Storm Kubo, but you got to remember, Fudo is a master of defense.
Right. We saw how well, remember his defense against Crusher, how he had the backdashes against the throws, and he was able to block whatever he light kicked. Oh, try to get him to whiff. Oh, that hit out of the air.
Yeah,
so that actually throws Storm Kubo off.
Fudo very much so aware that Storm Kubo wants to play at the roundhouse ranges or the heavy ranges to get these cancels going.
Close to stun, nice tech, here we go. Activation.
Look at the corner carry on this man.
Yep. And,
What's up?
And a V-shift to get out of there, but again, it just pushes him closer to the corner. Pushes her closer to the corner, and now, nice. Okay.
Like that. Uppercut.
Yeah,
nice.
Oh, yeah, walk forward, cause at the whip, but caught the backdash with that. The crush
counter, no, he got a little bit too antsy. He just wants to cancel. He wants the V-skill too, but you got to finish your plate.
Boom, there it is, the forward throw.
I love Dan's English voice actor right now. What's up, what's up?
It's so good. All right, here we go, though. Fudo now close to the push to the corner, but the wake up EX, nice. You know, in all of the old games, Dan was always considered weak because his regular uppercut was not a invincible.
Right.
Now it doesn't matter because that's everybody.
That damage is ridiculous, too.
There it is, okay.
This character is so sick. And the music, it's a banger. Oh, Drembo.
Chased it down.
Any slight touch, great tech there from Fudo, and Storm Kubo knew exactly what to do with that jump in, getting himself the first game of this set, and it's been super aggressive. This is the character that Storm Kubo was meant to play.
I know, right? This is like this just feels so right now. Storm Kubo taking game number 1 with Dan over Poison, and you see how he did it because of the V skill that allows him to cancel the normals. He can apply this pressure, and that's what you want to do against Poison, right? We saw that with Cammy earlier, you know, just trying to apply that pressure, and that's what Storm Kubo is trying to replicate here with his Dan.
But now we get to see a different side of Fudo, right? Once he gets going with his own offense and kind of, you know, applying that pressure with medium kicks, closer whip ranges, it's a whole different story. We've seen that kind of change up before in his matchup earlier against Crusher.
Oh no, he drops it. And again, drops it again.
Fudo wasn't ready for it though.
Yeah, I think if you block the taunt, I think it's -6 total. So you definitely have to at least have the reaction to punish that.
Ooh, checking already. Crouching heavy punch to check Storm Kubo from moving forward. Heart rate a little problematic still.
Okay, Fudo here. Remember, he lost the first game against Crusher as well, then brought it back. Oh, the crush to the face, but that's going to be punished.
Yeah, a little bit too far out. Out of there. Yeah, that's really far.
Yeah. And
just the sound effect he makes when he eats that sweep. Oh, jeez.
Oh, no. Fudo now. Fudo just dominating that neutral right there, pushing the game that Poison wants to play. I felt like in game 1 we saw what Dan wants to do to win the match, and in this game we saw exactly what Fudo wants to do with Poison to win the match. Now, the question is, do you think Storm Kubo sticks with Dan? Because it looked like he had a really hard time getting in that game. It sounds like
they went back to the lobby for sure.
Yeah, they went back to the lobby.
I'm assuming Storm Kubo is
contemplating the Abigail.
I think he might do it. I honestly think he might do it, but I don't think he did that poorly with Dan.
No.
I really do not.
And I mean, win or lose, I'm glad we got to see that on stream. Glad we got to see some good Dan here. Now, again, I wonder if you're Storm Kubo and let's say you do go with Abigail, do you do with the V skill 1 or the V skill 2? Do you use the tire to help you get in there, like get a screen away, run a tire?
It's tough because I don't think Fudo is going to even give you that opportunity.
Right, especially if he can get the heart rate charged up and ready to catch you, you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I don't even think using that V skill would be beneficial at all for someone like Storm Kubo going up against Fudo. But sticking to Dan, I like
doing the Dan. Let's go. Storm Kubo maybe trying to play a little bit of mind games here, make him think he's going to change.
Speaking of change-ups, though, we do have trigger 1 and skill 1.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay.
I think, so he was a little antsy with V skill 2. We did like that pressure. But now we're going to see something else. We're going to see a little bit more of a corner carry kind of, like a combo extended kind of V skill.
One of the things that we did see earlier, too, was that, you know, Storm Kubo got punished for the heavy Danku calc a lot. And so now with the V skill 1, he can make it safe at least.
Just the sound he makes when he takes heavy attacks is too good.
Done. See, it's safe.
Yep.
You lose your turn, but at least you can't be punished. And that's what happens. You can steal turns that way. You can steal turns by being -2 and going with the EX uppercut.
This character is obnoxious and I love it. Woohoo! What do you do about that as Fudo? You have to preemptively stop that.
Right. And it's just nice because he can get in that way.
Oh boy, now
Now he's got a whole field behind him, but nice. Air to air, chasing him down. Fudo, good anti-air.
Uh-oh. Big buffer from the side of Fudo.
Ooh! The neutral from Fudo is immaculate now. Oh, why didn't he just go for that? But it doesn't matter. He still takes the round. Here we go. Final game, final round. We've got Dan versus Poison. Who'd have thunk it?
Oh Oh boy. And that's exactly what I was looking for. That answer right there.
Right.
Fudo getting that jump, the neutral jump to let Storm Kubo pass by. He just wants to make sure he's not in that range to get hit by the Denkim.
Yeah, you can see how much having that V-Skill 1 cancel that Danku calc allows him to chase down and get in for free. Here we go, the EX. Okay, nice V reversal. Fudo says, you know, I need to build the space because, okay, yeah, finally decides to go for the throw on that turn advantage.
And trigger 1 is on deck, the 1-bar V trigger.
There it is, activate him. She's gonna have to block it, but that's massive plus frames. Oh, you can see Fudo backdashing a lot, trying to get nice. The air-to-air
target combo.
Oh no!
Swing and
Oh,
a miss.
no. That's a lot of meter that you just lost. No chase down in time. Out of there. Punish, punish. Oh, the shimmy. And checking the forward dash, and Fudo is gonna survive the onslaught from Dan. Storm Kubo goes out. He may have lost the match, but he has won our hearts here.
I thought it was going to be Dan's game. I legit thought it was going to be Dan's game. In a sense, chat.
Nice.
But man, that's a very impressive show of adaptation there from Fudo, going from a full-on defensive mind state to kind of understand what Storm Kubo is about. We understand how offensive he can be, but with a character like Dan, I don't know how often they've practiced against each other prior, but he needed to understand what Storm Kubo was capable of with Dan on a defensive level. So.
And it's crazy, too, because Storm Kubo threw 2 different looks at him, too. He threw the up-close pressure. Once I'm in, I'm scary. And then he switched over to the, this will allow me to get in a little bit more. And so 2 different takes on it, but Fudo was able to withstand both of them. So that's, again, just shows how strong of a player Fudo is. And look at this loser side top 8. We got Daigo versus
Yes,
Itazan. And then we've got, what was it, Momochi versus Fudo now.
Yeah.
I mean that's like the all-star list, you know, like the starting 5 on the. It's crazy. So let's take a look. This is what this was only the top 16, but this is what we're gonna see tomorrow. On the winner's side, we are gonna have. Well, actually, oh yeah, this is the winner's side. It's gonna be Kawano versus Tokido.
Jeez.
And John Takeuchi versus Mago. It's like a who's who, man, of fighting game players. And on the loser side, it's going to be Daigo versus Itazan and Momochi versus Fudo. That loser side of the bracket is absolutely brutal.
This entire top 8 is absolutely brutal from a player's perspective. But honestly, I am ecstatic to witness every single match, and so should you. Kawano versus Tokido, John Takeuchi versus Mago to start things off tomorrow, as well as Fudo and Momochi down below, losers round 1. Itabashi Zengi versus Daigo. That is going to be the order for the top 8 bracket. James, it has been an absolute pleasure to be back into the studio watching all of these games with everybody here today. You guys have been phenomenal, and we are so happy to be back. And to start off with Japan, qualifier 1, I couldn't ask for a better start to the Capcom Pro Tour.
I mean, honestly, one of the hardest parts about, you know, obviously with the pandemic and the lockdown and everything and doing this, I have to be responsible. One of my favorite parts of seeing everybody at these events was giving everybody hugs and everything like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be responsible. I'm not going to give you the hug, Jeremy. But, I mean, it was great to do this and great to, you know, be able to commentate with you here again.
Likewise.
Tonight. Yeah, it's just... If this is the start, this is the only day 1. We haven't even finished the top 8, but if this is what we're gonna see for the rest of the year from CPT, I am so excited about this. I am jazzed. Like I said, this season just seems so fascinating to me. And again, remember, this Monday, it's changing. Rose is coming out as a brand new character. I think it's Monday or Tuesday or something.
It's Monday.
It's Monday,
April 19th.
So already the landscape is going to change almost instantaneously. This year of Street Fighter V, I just feel like it's going to be such a fantastic year. It's going to be so much fun to watch.
And we've just had so much content coming out from the side of Capcom Fighters, right? Even on Monday, we do have sets with Jammers and Veggie that go through all these kind of exhibition matches for a lot of these character specialists. So again, we've been going through so much this year with this pandemic, but we have more to show for it in the FGC with Street Fighter V and just everybody involved. So we do appreciate each and every one of you that have been tuning in. This was the top 16, and now you have to prepare yourselves for tomorrow with the top 8 for the Capcom Pro Tour. Until then, we will catch you guys next time. Be safe. Play some more Street Fighter.